switched them for a minute.
Alright, I'm good to go.
Okay.
Playing the bumper.
PlayStation.
Greetings! It is Volkamar here once again, and after Klonoa, we now have some Devil May Cry for you. This will be the HD version, as played on the PS3, as you might be able to tell by the background, which is now correct, unlike when I was trying to play JoJo's Bizarre Adventure yesterday.
Yep, which I had to nag you for partway through the playthrough. That was fun.
Oh yeah, but it's an easy enough fix, so it was fine. Anyway, we're going to get straight into this. We're going to be doing a new game, so not New Game Plus. It's a little bit better to do it this way, just because there's a little bit more tension in some of the earlier boss fights, especially.
Zulk is asking, will you be doing all the secret missions?
Probably not. I put this in mind that the playthrough for the actual game would have, so I didn't factor in any special stages or anything like that. But if I have time, I'll try and do one or two, but I won't make any promises on that one, unfortunately.
Fair play. Now, I should probably get out of the way off the bat. I have very little experience with classic series Devil May Cry, and I really enjoyed the MC. So that's probably going to rub a lot of people the wrong way, but that's where I stand going into this.
But yeah, the first game in the series was not bad at all. It kind of helped set a precedent that would eventually be followed by Devil May Cry games going forward, except for 2. We don't talk about 2. 2 sucks.
I have heard things about 2, admittedly.
Although I have to say, Devil May Cry 1 has some very hammy moments of voice acting and dialogue in general. Especially towards the end, there's a fairly famous line, but I won't spoil it just yet, but I imagine the chat will be spamming it by the time I mentioned the mere fact that there's a line. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I've seen like the opening part of Devil May Cry 1, and that's pretty much it, because I will say this game, I suppose it is just because the first one I played was the reboot, and this is quite radically different in terms of gameplay style, and I didn't really adapt to it quite as quickly.
I must say it's rude to like go into a house by driving in on a motorbike.
Yeah, but it's also quicker. And that's what's important.
Indeed. And it's an office as well. Offices are exempt from such rules.
The son of the legendary Dark Knight Sparta, Mr. Dante.
Well, the way I figure it, in this business, a lot of you are.
So yeah, you're playing the PS3 version. I seem to recall hearing that this has some weird technical quirks, and I've seen some of them in action. Like the sound mixing, I seem to recall that having huge peaking issues.
Yeah, a little bit.
Which was quite a bit of fun to try and balance us with just before we started the stream proper.
The game is just very loud by default.
Vulcan Flame, favourite DMC or D lowercase MC weapon? Volk, you go first, mate.
What was that, sorry?
Favourite weapon?
Nightmare Beta.
I'm not sure really, like, going with the reboot in mind, I kind of do just like the standard sort of rebellion thing, particularly like the slashing attack, like the close-up one where you just, like, it's hard to describe it, I forget what most of the attacks are actually called, but like the rapid attack.
You were the first one to know about my adventure.
Nat, you ever played any Devil May Cry?
No, I haven't.
Fair play.
I watched a bit of like a playthrough of it,
But I'm not
but
your enemy.
the audio was like really loud at the game, and I used headphones, so it's just like,
Yeah. Nah. Because peaking is like one of the most offensive audio quirks, which is quite kind of ironic I say that, given I can't mix audio for shit. But yeah.
So yes, this mysterious woman has come by with the with a bit of a tale for us that might help connect us to our past.
Yes. His powers were sealed by Sparta. He's attempting to gain control of the human world once again.
Yes. Mundus. He is the main bad guy. He's apparently trying to come back and cause some trouble for the human race in which we are part of, even though we are part demon.
Yeah, we're still kind of our gig, and I do like the visuals in this cutscene. They are quite pretty. At least by upscale PS2 standards.
The castle is above this cliff. Come on, let's go.
Damn, she got jumps. Which I had jumps like that at the beginning of the game. No, I have to go all the way around like a fucking plebeian.
Yeah, you gotta go the long way. So, guys, as a reminder, we are raising money for the Child's Play charity. They're a charity who provide toys and games to children who are stuck in hospital, and it's just something to brighten their day a bit, keep their mind off all the surgical, miserable stuff. So far, we're at $2,339.68. We are also unlocking a new incentive game every 500, so we're actually not that far away from our next incentive, which will be at 2,500. So if you want to get them donations in, and hopefully we'll get there today.
I would love to get there today, but to be seen. That is up to the lovely viewers.
Yeah, and also we have a raffle going on for a US copy of Sonic Mania for the PS4. So if you donate $5, then and just leave a message in saying you want to be added into the raffle, then that will grant you an entry. You can enter multiple times if you want. So, like, say you want 2 entries, you can donate $10 and say you want to be entered in, and so on and so forth. So if you want to try your luck and win a copy of the game, then be sure to go for it.
Absolutely, and it all goes towards a good cause as well, as we have mentioned.
That it does.
So, you know, you get to do 2 things at once. You get to help out, and you get a chance to win something nice and fancy. So, there you go. 2 birds, 1 stone, potentially.
Yeah. Dame was saying I've already donated 131 today. Yeah, I did see that. Thank you very much for that. That was during Clinara. We got a couple of really big donations for Clinara, which was great. They started off really well. Yeah. Yeah, Dame was good for the marathon, mate. You've donated a lot.
Yes, you can now sit back and silently judge my Devil May Cry skills.
So will I, even though I have no ground to stand on with that. I love the inconsistencies in the UI with this game, like the resolution, how some of it's clearly not designed for widescreen in mind, so whenever you go into a menu and suddenly it's back to like a weirdly cropped 4:3. Yeah,
this was back when HD kind of tried to take as few liberties as possible, and tried to keep the standard stuff in there wherever they could.
Yeah,
but, you know what? It's still pretty damn solid.
I suppose what it typically is that the original graphics that they're using were made for 4:3, and like if you wanted to do something with that, you'd either have to completely remake the graphic, which is work, or you'd have to stretch things, which make it look ugly. So this is like the little compromise, whereas with the actual gameplay it's really not that hard, you know, it's all in engine, so there's nothing to worry about.
Indeed.
And then there are some games where it's not that cleanly done. Like there's one moment that my friend even pointed out to me in Sonic Adventure 2 HD. I think it's during the cutscene where the hero guys first make it to the Ark and like Tails is showing Sonic the fake emerald. But I remember in that cutscene distinctly, there's a part where in the artificial black bar that they'd put over it, like it doesn't quite make it to the top. So there's like a couple pixels line of just colours flickering in the background.
Wow.
Yeah. Damus says, I also have no ground to stand on for this. No, it's fine, but you're watching a live stream which gives you absolute right to judge. And Volk, Goldstorm is asking, where would you recommend starting with DMC? I really want to start with 3.
You could absolutely start with 3 if you wanted to. 3 is a very, very solid game. Probably one of the best. Devil May Cry 4 you could arguably get started on as well, since that doesn't really interfere with much in the way of timelines and such, I believe. So you could start with that one as well in theory, but I'd say 3 is a good one to go off of to begin with.
I do hear a lot of praise for 3. One thing I do know about 3 though, from the little bit of experience I have with it, is that the PC version needs a lot of fucking around to get it to work properly.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which is doable, and if you look on the PC Gaming Wiki, there is like, you know, things you can just download and just slip in the files, and it sort of fixes up the control a bit. It makes it actually run at a resolution from this decade. But yeah,
which is always handy.
It is, yeah. Demo says, no, I have the right to judge because it's Volk streaming. Anyone else, I feel bad backtracking, but I've been modding streams for Volk for almost a year now.
That's true. There we go, that'll do for that. There's a lot of fights here you can actually skip to A, save time, and B, potentially your health too. So, when you're starting out especially, sometimes it's a good idea to identify where those fights are, just so you can save a bit of your skin.
Yeah, it depends whether you want to save on time or whether you want to save up on the red orbs to kind of bail you out later. It's up to you, really.
Well, the thing is, some of these enemies, especially these guys, they're not necessarily worth much in terms of orbs, so generally speaking, I would recommend skipping these guys whenever possible.
So in the early game, who do you reckon's like the best for like farming?
For the early game, I'll actually be showing off a section that you can do some really easy orb farming. It's just for something I came up with for the fun. I didn't do it when I was doing my practice runs, but I like to build up a good orb nest egg just to pick up a couple of other skills and have a bit of a nest egg for when we get some of the other enhancements later on.
Yeah, I suppose it doesn't hurt to kind of save up a bit as we go on it, just in case like it's live, and you know that's when, if anything's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong when you're live, so it doesn't know.
Although getting a couple of early S ranks, that is a good way to secure yourself some early orbs.
Nice.
The difference between an A and an S rank is something like 400 orbs. So the difference between A and S is pretty substantial. So obviously you want to try and go for S ranks wherever you can, but they can be quite difficult because it's tied into mostly how quickly you can complete a level, but I do believe there's a couple of other factors at play as well. But mostly it's time. If you go through the levels quick enough, you're generally good to go. But you know, getting a few really, really stylish combos in there does help immensely.
Yeah. And even if not for that, it just looks pretty.
Oh yeah, especially when you get your full arsenal, you can pull off some really, really neat tricks. Although I have to admit, it did make it easier in the later Devil May Cry games.
It's like Devil May Cry, let's be honest here, it is like the epitome of a like stylish action game, and it is like you do stuff in this game to look cool as well as to progress.
Yep, absolutely. And of course, Bayonetta very much followed in the coattails of that, and then obviously you got God of War, though that wasn't nearly as much a spectacle as other action games.
Yeah, I think for me, what makes Devil May Cry stand out more is that the combat is mostly sword-based, and swords are like inherently cool because there's a lot of action that comes with swordplay.
Absolutely. And
as Flame Highyard says in the chat, let's not treat it like a certain someone did who tried to play through the whole game as a third-person shooter.
No, I'm not just going to be standing back gunning for the majority of the game. Although, I have to admit, if you want to do some of the hardest difficulties, that is something you have to kind of come to terms with.
Well, I suppose at least then it's like a sort of clear yourself some move in space before...
Yeah, at least clear out some of the riffraff beforehand.
No Goldstorm. Swords aren't overdone. Swords are always cool.
Now, I'll be trying not to skip all the cutscenes, but like all this dialogue here, I'll probably just quickly go through.
Yeah, fair play.
But I have to say, this is probably the coolest way anybody has received a sword, and possibly the most painful.
Oh, I saw a little like image going around of like protagonist reactions to things that should be painful, but they just shrug it off, and this was like the main one.
But it's not only that, it's just like, he's been stabbed twice now by a sword. Once with his own, and now by some other one he barely even knows.
Well, at this point it's like, oh fuck, not again.
Yeah, but this one's even worse, because it has that wicked hilt on the end there, so he has to go through that as well.
It'll grow back.
There we go, we now have a new sword to play with as soon as Dante recovers and picks it up.
I swear that went through his chin then. Just because of the clipping.
Yeah, it probably did.
It just ruined his coat. Yeah, that's a fucking huge leather coat. Them things are expensive.
Especially if it's real leather.
Yeah.
And leather doesn't if leather coating's not easy to repair either if it gets damaged.
No, it's not. You're gonna have to, have a visible stitching. I like that we're thinking about the practicality of this.
I'd imagine if this was on the PS4 especially, like if it was made specifically for the PS4, you might be able to see some of the old war wounds as well on the old jacket where he's been stabbed, punctured, and God knows what else.
That would be a cool level of detail, yeah.
Alright, so we're just going to ignore all the skelly bobs over there and just go straight to the courtyard.
Unless it's like Alucard from Helsing, where his clothes regenerate as well.
How does that work?
Well, the clothes are essentially a part of him.
Oh,
I mean,
right.
he is, like, probably as supernatural as they come. Oh, bloody hell, I hate these red guys so much.
What I've learned from like video games and anime is just go, oh, it's an anime. There's no point trying to argue.
Alright, there's one more guy up here I want to take care of. Oh,
So now, I think you don't realise that I've been in this whole, commentary gig for 5 years, and I start to fall back on over-questioning things that aren't meant to be questioned. It's like a crutch for this, really.
Yeah, I do that occasionally. I'm just like, how does this work?
Yeah. I wonder if any of the three commentators has watched Gamer. Do you mean Gamers like the anime, Damos?
It's a fairly new anime, yeah. I've watched the clips of it. Like when they were playing Persona 4 Arena.
Yeah, I've watched the first few episodes, so I'm a little bit behind.
I've not heard of it.
Yeah, it's one that's ongoing this season. It's actually surprisingly good for what it was. I went into it with thinking this is going to be complete fucking trash, and there's some of it that is complete fucking trash. But it feels like the characters are a lot more likable than I was expecting for that kind of thing.
I might give it a watch.
I've got a little way to catch up yet, because since we've been running these Sonython, I've done nothing other than keeping an eye on the Sonython. It's not trash, Damos. It's a little bit trashy, but it's seasonal horror anime. But still, it's so good as trash. But I think the best trash was last season with Manga Sensei. Let's be real.
Oh god.
Did you watch that, Fog?
No, I have taste.
I've watched a few episodes of it because I was just. Sometimes when you hear about an anime and people going about how it's absolute trash, I'm just I kind of want to see what all the fuss is about.
Yeah, well, for me, it's because I just like that kind of stuff. The thing is, if I'm going to defend trash here, trash is good for being something to temporarily entertain you without you having to think too hard about it. Whenever a new season rolls out, I always have my eye on something that I can just watch, and that's my series for the season that I don't have to think about. It's just cute girls doing cute things. It's a bit of entertainment, It's not the worst kind of trash, Hill Dashing, come on. Yeah, it's junk food of anime. That's a good way to put it, Godstone. Oh, I see the update from Tom. Tom was too busy making soup to help us balance. I see where our priorities are.
Canned soup over Sonython.
I know that he was up late last night keeping the stream going, and he was literally just talking on Culinary, but I want you now, Tom.
Should just be able to snap our fingers and he appears.
Yeah.
If only it were that simple.
Hey, audio balancing man, where are you?
That's like the crappiest superhero ever. I am audio balancing man. It's like, great, but there's somebody in a burning building. Oh, that's out of my jurisdiction. I'm afraid you're on your own.
Can you turn the fire down a bit? It's drowning out the screams.
This fire is way too loud. Turn it down immediately. And you people squealing, you need to tone it down as well.
Yes, the Grey Thunder. I did see that coming as soon as I finished that sentence. God fucking damn it.
Okay. What do we want here? Purple orb. We want purple orb. Purple orbs are the only orbs that you can actually buy exclusively. You can't just find them lying around.
So which ones are the purple ones?
They're the ones that increase your devil trigger gauge, so they are very lucrative. You want to buy those up if you can, and get them all eventually.
Do you have the devil trigger yet?
Yeah, but as soon as you pick up the Elastor, that's when you get devil trigger.
Oh, cool. Shinsei and Tom Explain's been the OTP for years. No, I always leant more towards Tom Dragon.
And I don't dally in that sort of thing, so I don't have an opinion on the matter.
Folks, one of these people who seems to think that like shipping your friends is weird or something like that.
Oh no, I mean, I got my thing with Axel apparently, so you know, I got that.
Did you inspire, maybe?
I do not approve of that.
I wonder, you might have a bit of... I would expect you to have some mixed feelings on that note, to be fair.
What exactly?
On the Did you inspire thing. Now it's Volk and Richie, apparently. Yeah. Volky's smart, and, you know, you got a good one there, mate.
Hey. Alright, so the thing at the back there will come into play later on, but for now, our task was to literally go over here, for the sake of going over there, just so we can then see the bridge collapse.
Oh, yes, I remember this part. Hildashin saying, friends don't ship friends. They just trash each other's waifus.
Yeah.
Nice Richie and Platinum Games. See, the thing there, Gold, is that once you start digging this hole, you just want to keep on digging. It gets more entertaining the further you dig.
Alright, so the idea is that you're supposed to be surrounded by skulls while simultaneously drowning. And they are meant to be threatening, but you can dispatch them easily enough and they drop enough health for you to be not under any immediate threat. Don't get used to these kind of handouts, though.
Piss off, Damos. I've made my stance clear with the slime go thing. Oh yeah, it's this platforming section that you've got to try not to fall in.
Yeah, if there's one thing that Devil May Cry doesn't perhaps do the best, it's platforming sections. But luckily, you don't just automatically fall off things. You could like go right to the edge here, and you could just keep running. So you can kind of line yourself up a little bit, but it's not the best. Like, it's manageable, but you need to literally have some experience with it and kind of wrangle it for a few minutes beforehand. Sometimes longer. It's really awkward at the best of times.
I seem to remember the jump not being that useful.
Alright, so now we got the first boss fight coming up, so excitement abound over there.
Oh, apparently Pirate Queen has Richie's Stepping Wind cover, like, all highlighted.
Hey.
Awesome.
So now we must face the lava spider.
Yeah. Oh, this guy. Oh, in clips, this, like Pirate Queen says. According to Hildashin, like, the DMC reboot does combat better. What's your take on that, Vogue?
I would say so. It does the combat very, very fun, though. I still say either 3 or 4 allows you to do some really, really fancy shit as well.
I just find the reboot just to be, like, just pure fun. Like, the bosses and that are, like, pretty sweet, with the exception of, like, maybe the final one. But yeah. Goldstorm says 4 seems to have the best mechanics. What do you think of that?
Kind of. It does have some pretty solid mechanics.
If anyone thinks DMC does combat better than 4 is a scrub, says Nemesis.
Kind of. I mean, you just need to look at some of the combo videos in Devil May Cry 4. There's just an insane amount of stuff you can do in that game. I'd say 3 and 4. I'd say 4's probably better than 3 just because 4 does introduce some really, really insane items and weapons. Although Devil May Cry 3 does have its fair share. That's not to take anything away from that. Hey, A rank. I'll take that.
Not bad.
A is very solid. A and S is very, very good. B is alright. C and D, you don't really want to see those if you can if you can possibly help it.
Yeah. Goldstorm's saying that 4's story mode is a bit like that is one of the criticisms that I hear a lot of about 4.
Yes. I will say that the story perhaps isn't the best in that one, but it does feature some amazing moments, like Dante with Angus, for instance, when they get into the whole theatrical side of things.
Yeah, what I don't get about 4 is Nero's design. He is basically Dante visually, and like I kind of get the similarity there, but you know, it feels odd to replace your initial prototype character with one who looks identical.
Yeah, I can see that.
Floof, I like the lowercase m say I'm here because I'm curious about this game, it looks cool.
Now, the idea is that the spider's actually meant to chase you, but the door you need to go through is literally right next to you. So as long as you're sort of holding the direction you need to go to head towards the door, you're pretty much fine. Yes, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. I need to sort out this nonsense first. And this is where one of the most annoying enemies in the game comes in. But luckily, in a normal run at the very least, you only have to fight a few of these. But these dudes are absolutely insane.
Oh, these guys look irritating. Like, how quickly did he come at you? Like, it looked like you legitimately didn't have enough time to roll out of the way there.
You do have some time, but it's not a lot, admittedly.
It looks like maybe about 3 frames.
But luckily, if you have a good amount of Devil Trigger gauge, as soon as he goes down the first time, you can just lay into him, and usually that's enough to do the job. Let me just grab the orbs off him, because he does drop quite a few orbs. Not a lot, but, you know, it's a tidy sum. You don't want to exactly ignore it. And there's the health orbs besides.
It all helps out, yeah. Apparently DMC3 on Devil May Die is the hardest, according to chat.
Oh, I don't know about that. The original Devil May Cry 3 was really difficult, and that's like the not special edition version. The original. That was insane.
So the special edition, what was it that added? Was that like just the turbo mode?
The turbo mode, it let you play as Virgil, and it did tweak the difficulty as well, I believe.
Like, as in rebalancing or just like extra difficulty modes?
Rebalancing mostly. That's
Okay,
why I say that the original Devil May Cry is wicked hard.
Yeah, because one of the things that I did appreciate for the DMC Devil May Cry remaster is that does rebalance everything, and it got rid of some of the more irritating things from the 360 PS3 release. Like they changed it so them sort of paint by numbers kind of enemies that like you still do get the bonus for attacking them with like either the demon weapon or the angel weapon, depending on appropriate, but you don't have to now, which means that you can keep appreciated.
Yeah, and in the later on in the Devil May Cry series, they did actually make weapon switching a lot more zippy. It's pretty much instant, whereas here there's a bit of a pause in between switching between the Elastor and the Ifrit, which we'll be getting later on.
Do any of the classic series Devil May Cry fix or change, depending on how you want to look at it, like the roll out the way mechanic? because that I remember being really awkward to control.
In the first game especially, because there's really not much in terms of defensive options in this game. You got a roll that works occasionally, in the right circumstances, and really all you have to do is just outmaneuver and jump around. There's like no like quick dodge mechanic that you can rely on 100%. Like, sometimes you will, sometimes you won't.
Yeah, because one thing I appreciate about the reboot is that they assigned the roll to just like a single button press, which means you can keep your pace up. You don't have to do like weird combinations mid combo.
I'm back.
Hey, welcome back. So this is our first fight with Nello Angelos.
Sorry about that. I got summoned to do something.
That's fair enough.
One.
Yes, this is a man slash demon slash thing shrouded entirely in mystery. But we're going to make this fight a little bit easier on ourselves, and we're going to use some holy water, which is a means of clearing out a room full of enemies, but it also does a number on bosses, as you can see.
Is this another thing where you can use the holy water to completely obliterate something on screen?
Yep. And we essentially skip 2 phases this way. As long as we can hit him once during the second phase, he'll immediately go into the third phase. And then we can just activate Devil Trigger and finish him off.
Holy shit, that is a lot of damage.
There we are. And that is the first Nellos fight done. Very nice and easy if you use the holy water. Without it, it's a bit tricky, I would say. Not impossible, but certainly your first time going through, you're gonna probably have to make a couple of attempts.
Zorg says the only downside of using items is it prevents you getting S ranks.
It does, yes, but for the sake of just making things easier for the marathon, it pays to use them. Besides, if you can still get an A, that's still a good amount of orbs you're getting at the end.
Yeah, plus like just the fast takedowns is much more impressive to watch than, you know, trying to play it smart and get the rank.
Although I only use holy water for a couple of bosses, I believe. Towards the end, the holy water is basically useless, but you've also got untouchables, which are an item you'll get later on, which very much increase... Well, basically it makes you invulnerable for a while and lets you use Devil Trigger infinitely for... I can't remember the exact amount of time you're allowed to do that for. It's a good long while, I know that much.
Fair play.
Okay, let's go ahead and make another save here. Going over my old practice files. But that's fine, I don't really need them anymore, so it's all good.
Rotating your saves, it's good practice for everything.
Well, as an RPG buff, it just kind of comes second nature nowadays.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I don't think we need to power up just yet, so we can just go ahead and start the next mission immediately. And this is where the next shadow is going to come into play. Luckily, it's pretty much the only enemy you have to fight in this chapter.
Alright.
This is one of those like really short chapters.
Fair play.
There we go, managed to avoid that one this time. Whoop. And
Goldstorm asks, was Devil Trigger the first instance of hack and slash super modes?
I think so.
It's the earliest I can think of.
Yeah. There we go. Down, kitty.
That thing looks like them fucking rotating Iblis monsters.
Yeah, they do a little bit. They are bastards, and luckily that's probably one of the last ones we're going to see, so that'll be the last shadow. If you're playing on hard mode or above, you will run into a lot more, and they just become random enemies you'll encounter when you're sort of backtracking and revisiting rooms.
Is that the point when you've got everything mastered, so it's like these guys who were giving you a bit of chip and now like just feel like nothing?
Kind of, although they still give you a real rough time, even if you're experienced.
Fair play.
Alright, we just gotta get to this door nice and quickly.
Well, the spider dude's gonna be there, isn't he?
And there we go, that is chapter 4 done.
I was thinking of something else. Like, I saw you go through the door and I was like, wait, was that the door with the spider dude?
There we go, there's the S rank.
Nice job.
Alright, next mission. Evil of the Waterways. This kind of introduces another sub-boss, so to speak. Let me see here. Do we have enough for round trip? We don't yet. Alright. That's one of the ones we'll probably want to save up for, because that's very, very handy against a Spider Bastard, especially. But that's fine. We'll save our orbs for now. Although we could get some more Devil Trigger gauge, and that might be handy for this particular fight. Ah, wait, no we can't. We're short on that too. Never mind! Here's me trying to think of ways in which to make this easier for myself, and I'm just barely off both of them. There's another ore piece. Essential for our health. The secret missions that I'll probably be avoiding for the most part, they are also means of getting blue orb fragments. And between all the secret missions, I think it makes about 5 or 6 complete blue orbs, which is about another half a health bar at least. Might be slightly more than that.
Oh, these things look kind of irritating too.
Yeah, as long as you keep moving around though, it's usually fine. I like to be able to jump. I just jump and shoot. Usually takes them down.
Jump and shoot, jump and shoot.
Yep.
reminds me of another Capcom game.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I think what's rubbing me the wrong way about these guys is that they are the exact same colour as the environment that they're in. And that's kind of a thing, like, I know it's the art style and that, but it's just a bit of a pet hate for me because I tend to lose them in the room.
Bloody Facebook notifications. Why? I'm not even on Facebook. What the fuck is wrong with you, Windows 10? You suck.
Yeah, that's what I hate about Windows 10. It's like, I get notification of Facebook, I'm just like, I don't even give a fuck about Facebook.
I keep meaning to turn it off, but I just keep putting it off for some reason. I have no idea why, but yeah.
I think if you're on that little, like if you've got that little bar on the right, you know, the notifications thing, if you put it on quiet hours, then it shuts it up.
Ah, that might be a way to do it. But either way, that was my girlfriend apparently showing me something. Might be another bird meme or something like that, I don't know.
You're not going to share with the stream, we want bird memes.
You can get plenty, but I'm not doing it here, I got a game to play.
Oh, can't we have like a picture-in-picture on the right? It's just all the memes that your Facebook friends are posting.
Alright, so this guy's an ass, just to immediately dispel any illusion that he might be at least somewhat sensible.
Holy fuck them scissors.
The game reminded of that horror game, was it Clock Tower?
I recognise the name, I don't know anything about it though.
It's like the antagonist of that game, like wields a fucking pair of scissors as a weapon. Like Scissorman, I think it was called, or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I just know that this guy looks oddly terrifying.
Oh, he is, trust me. And he hurts.
So it's that silver dude on the Omnicom's account.
Come on, you have to be down soon, surely.
Dante is Mega Man, flame hanging Let's roll with that.
No, he's doing the spinny thing again. Luckily I got Devil Trigger gauge again, so I'm going to activate that just to make this last part a bit easier.
That silver dude is fine, as long as we know it's you.
Get down here. There we go. That guy's a right dick. We've been going through the game the first time. He really does number on you.
I've got to say, the electric gate thing doesn't look like it would do a very good job of stopping you escaping, like if it weren't for the presumable invisible walls.
Yeah, it's true. You think they'd come up with something slightly better. Alright, B rank. About average then. Alright, save and next mission.
That's what it stands for, about average.
Yeah, that's literally about average. A is alright, I guess.
D does stand for damn great, right? There we go, Silver.
No, D stands for don't just delete this game from your hard drive.
Don't they delete it from your hard drive? Hey? I'm not getting a response for that, am I?
Alrighty. Do we want to power up now or later? I suppose we can power up now.
Gotta power up as soon as possible, because it's cool.
Some more purple orbs. And there we go, we're going to go ahead and start the next mission. Our health is going to be constantly dwindling like we were drowning, but not quite. Basically, the item we just picked up is sapping away our life force gradually, so we need to get it to where the mirror was earlier, and then we'll be able to open up the path to the next level. And yeah, we got this happy chappy chasing after us again.
Dude, I'm not interested, okay? I see, like, this is much narrower than the last one, so I suppose that is, like, the gimmick to making him that little bit more difficult each time.
Yeah. Yeah, Phantom is one of those bosses that just doesn't ever seem to get the hint, take the hint.
Yeah. And there's them fuckers coming through the wall.
Yeah, unfortunately a lot of the death animations in this game can't actually do damage to as well, so you can't necessarily get close to the right away once you've disposed of them.
Yeah, so you got to stand back just to avoid the markdown attack.
Yep.
Volk, Goldstorm is asking, how much would we have to donate to get Volk to sing the Devil Never Cry during the ending?
I don't actually know the words to that, so I can't really make a promise to sing that one at all.
Fair play, mate.
If I'm gonna sing something, it'd rather be something I actually know the lyrics to.
Yeah, I get you.
There we go. Doorway get.
Yeah, Dame was saying, excuse me sir, do you have time to talk about our Lord and Saviour, Spider Jesus?
Spider Jesus.
I don't think I want to talk about a spider Jesus. I'm terrified of spiders.
Well, I mean, we have Raptor Jesus. Who's going to represent the arachnids? I mean, there has to be somebody, right?
I don't give a fuck about arachnids. They terrify me.
I think they're cool, but yeah.
They're cool, just stay away from me.
So that's something like, I've never really been that fussed by spiders. Like, I've got a little Spiggly, like, just like chilling out in the corner of my room right now. Like, I'll just leave him be. He ain't hurting no one.
I got one in the bathroom at the moment. He just gets rid of all the flies for me. He's great. Alright, so here's where we're going to start doing a little bit of orb farming. And I'll be able to show off this little area here, which is ideal. Because you can get about 120 so orbs for relatively minimal effort. And it's easy enough to reset the room again.
Thomas just posted a gif of Spider Jesus. This thing looks bizarre as fuck.
I imagine someone out there has already done it.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's just a little gif animation.
I'm not sure how many orbs I generally go for, but I like to make sure I have enough to get a couple of health upgrades and a couple of, and like 1 or 2 abilities for the Elastor. Then that's usually enough. The rest of the playthrough will usually give you the orbs you need throughout the rest of the game.
What the fuck's looks just linked a picture of Buddha Bear? Oh my god.
Nice.
This is the PS3 remaster, Silver Dude.
Oh wait, I think I know why the notification came up. It's because technically I am on the internet because I got the Twitch chat open. You know what? I'm closing that. Flame, it's up to you to relay the chat for me. There we go. Just make sure I got the screen properly done like that. Yep. Coolio.
So what works for me is whenever Chrome comes up with that thing that's like, do you want to allow notifications for whatever website, I just deny it every time.
I'm pretty sure I did deny it.
Yeah, because like, I'm the kind of person like...
It was an unsolicited walk-in.
Yeah, because I'm the kind of person like, no matter whether it's like on my phone or whether it's on like online or on my computer or whatever, I just can't stand having notifications going off all the time. So I just like mute everything, you know, turn off all notifications. Like I check stuff in my own time.
Yeah. It's a good way to go about it. I mean, especially with like when you're disconnecting USB devices, if you want to connect controllers constantly, just constantly having those blips going on is very annoying.
It's so much a psychological thing as everything, isn't it? Because it's like when you've got people buzzing at you all the time, it's like you can't just step away for a few minutes, can you? It's like
God, leave me alone.
It's like say with me emails now, like because I do voluntary stuff and whatnot, and like I need to have my time as well. It's like I check things when I feel up to checking stuff, but I'm not gonna be on the ball 24/7.
Exactly, and sometimes you just don't want anybody to bother you at all, which apparently you can't do anymore without some notification telling you, oh, your friend really misses you, you've been away for 20 whole minutes! Please take a selfie and immediately post it to your Twitter page to quell his fears that you haven't died in a horrible car accident or something. It's like, it's the most irritating shit ever. Like, my friends do not need to know what I am doing every minute of the day.
Yeah, and like, to be fair, I am one of the people, like, I am on Twitter, like, most of the time and that, but it's like, I couldn't dream of, like, some people I know just have, like, their Twitter on their phone, and, like, so it comes up with a notification when someone messages them. Like, I tend to get, like, probably about 50 notifications an hour. I don't want that beeping all the time. That would really get on my tits.
Oh, I made the horrible mistake of doing that when I posted that Alone and Star Me thing. My god.
Oh, the Black Doom one.
Yeah.
That was...
My phone would not stop. Literally, my phone would not stop vibrating for about 2 hours. I was gonna turn it off, but then I thought, wait, I want to see how far this actually goes, and I actually timed it. It was literally about 2 hours before it eventually calmed down to like once every couple of minutes.
Yeah, like my most successful tweet in a long time was that one. I just, like, when I was recording 06, I just clipped out the little, like, scene of Shadow kicking Silver around the head, and I put it on Twitter saying, if you ever need cheering up, just remember, and the video. And that is now at over 1,700 retweets.
Nice. It's always really amusing as well when somebody finds it months later and then retweets it, and then the whole cycle starts all over again, and it's just like, oh god, it's happening again!
Oh, yeah.
It's like simultaneously the worst and best thing ever.
Yeah. Like, to be fair, when that was in the heat of it, I did, because Twitter now has a thing where you can mute individual conversations, so I just muted it for a while, then I unmuted it like about a week or so later. But yeah, it's just one of the things that, like, self-management, making sure you're not investing too much of yourself in just going on stuff. So that's how dependencies start, folks, and that's no good. Deimos has just linked a one of them philosophical raptor things, and it's, if I use the church's Wi-Fi, am I receiving God's signal?
That's a good one. But yeah, that is what many people refer to as Raptor Jesus.
That's the one, yeah.
Or at least that's how it goes in any of Sexual Lobster's Flash animations.
Oh, I don't know much about that.
It's amazing. It's incredibly random, but it is amusing as all hell. Especially when you have Captain Planet goes to Copenhagen. When literally Captain Planet goes to a UN meeting to discuss the environment, and when they decided that they're just taking the piss, he just burns them all.
You okay, sir?
You what's that? Oh, he says his TV nearly fell on top of him. Oh, thank God it didn't get you for real, because TVs are pretty heavy.
Yeah, I mean, they don't look like much nowadays, with them looking like ice cream wafers most of the time.
Well,
somehow storing all that tech, when not 15 or so years ago, it involved like a big-ass thing at the back to store all that shit.
Yeah. The Grey Thunder says everybody's gone to the Raptor.
Everybody's gone to the Raptor. Well, it's the Velociraptor, actually.
Why wouldn't Cain give a decent sacrifice to God? Because he wasn't able.
That's good.
What the fuck? fuck? Prototype Gear says, speaking of religious jokes, has anyone been to that website that sells religious-themed sex toys? I can never look at a Jesus cross the same way. What the fuck?
Well, I'm not exactly surprised either, because, put it this way. For one thing, we have a website that's specifically specializes in dragon dildos. And second of all, Christians tend to be, the hardcore Christians at the very least, tend to be some of the most sexually depraved beings known to man. So, you know.
True. Well,
any excuse to find a somewhat religious way to get a fixing.
Yeah, I suppose, like, at least the whole bad dragon thing, that's intended to be fantasy from the start, whereas, like, this stuff's meant to be sacred to these people. What the fuck?
Well, imagine if they started getting into mythology, and then you have, like, the David and the Goliath. And the David's, like, maybe 2 inches, and the Goliath's about 2 feet long and about 3 inches wide.
Oh my god.
Then you can have, like, the Hippogriff and the Hydra.
Oh my god.
And then if you're really feeling brave, you can try and tackle the Minotaur.
Yeah, like no, it could be like a furry Noah's Ark, 2 of every animal. People who buy Jesus dildo really want his love, according to Zog.
No, the thing is though, I would wager people are already taking the cheap option as it is, and are literally taking trips to Brazil to get those little souvenirs, Christ the Redemptor things, and they're literally just using those.
I suppose it is probably one of them rules at this point now that whatever it is, someone's tried to put it up them.
If it exists, there is a dildo of it.
Yeah.
We've like transcended Rule 34 and have gone even deeper down the rabbit hole.
Please don't say deeper.
Or rabbit hole for that point. Yeah, go to them. We do know this is going on YouTube.
Oh, we are aware. That's the reason why we're saying half this shit, because it entertains the audience. Or greatly disturbs them. I mean, it's the same thing to me, to be honest with you.
The charity's for the kids, but the stream's not for the kids.
Oh, certainly not. We established that quite near the beginning of Sonython.
Yeah, we did. According to RC 4000, Volk is the new flame.
Wow, I didn't actually think I'd be able to achieve that. Can I get a trophy and, like, delivered to my house?
No, you don't. You just get, you end up like me, and you have to live with that.
Yeah, but at least I'm somewhat more contained. I have my moments, but at least they're moments. It's not like a constant state of living. I can never keep it up for that long.
Yeah. According to the demos, the charity's for the kids, but the stream's for the adults. I think adult is quite a strong word.
Man-child.
Yeah, that works.
There you go. Alright, I'm going to get about 5,000 orbs if I can, so probably about another 5 minutes of this. And then we'll be good to carry on, I think. We should have enough surplus orbs to get us by quite nicely, I think.
So, do you reckon that'll be like enough to cover you through the game, or are you just gonna...
Oh yeah, I'll be able to just go through the rest of the game and even ignore some of the more annoying fights in particular as well.
Ah, fair play. Okay, yeah.
You don't even need like every single upgrade, but there are a few that are really, really handy to have. Especially some of the Ifrit upgrades, generally speaking, if you can, you want to get that fully upgraded, because that shit is mad powerful. So any more somewhat disturbing topics of conversation, just to make this pass by a bit more?
Deimos is sharing the information that he sent me during the medieval run about how slime works. We've covered that enough. That other guy said a little bit earlier, don't you hate it when you come into a stream and people are talking about sex toys with no context whatsoever?
Yeah, context would definitely be helpful there, but then again, this is going up on YouTube, so soon you will have context.
Yeah. RC4000 says, this stream needs more pizza. Well, pizza's good, but I did eat shortly before starting, so yeah.
I went to Pizza Hut earlier.
Oh, nice.
So...
I tend to have Papa John's as my pizza of choice. Pizza shop of choice.
Yeah, but we don't really have many Papa John's where we live. Like,
Yeah, go on.
like we have like probably one, but they don't deliver to where I live.
I'm quite fortunate in that just at the end of my road I have a Pizza Hut, a Domino's, and a Papa John's.
Damn.
So like they're all on each other's turf, but they all seem to have been in business quite a while now. Like the Papa John's is new, but they all seem to have been in business. So I guess it's working out for them.
Well, that's the thing with a lot of businesses like that. The way they thrive is being within direct proximity to each other.
Well, it's good to have competition around, isn't it? It's good to have options.
Oh yeah, I mean, competition helps business thrive, because if you don't have competition, eventually you're not going to be making as much as you can do. But then you got people, if you're within close proximity to other places, you'll attract other places to you, and of course you'll give business to them as well. So you're kind of trading off, and of course that gets the word around a lot better. So you know, it does help. Just try not to suck, because otherwise it'll go very badly for you.
Yeah.
Plus, Domino's, Pizza Hut, and Papa John's are like already established franchises. You know, they're all pretty well known, so they're not really going to struggle.
Yeah. I just took one glance at that link that Damus just posted, and I clicked on it, and I'm not sure what I expected.
Like what?
Despite what we're doing, when I am still technically a moderator here, so when I see a URL with the word understandingpornography.info, I do have to check it out. but it's just a banana in a restraint.
Oh dearie me.
Chocolate pizza is nice. It's just essentially dough.
That really doesn't sound appealing to me, to be honest.
With like melted chocolate.
No, that just doesn't sound appealing.
Like,
at least to me.
I've tried it and it's nice. It's just essentially a dessert.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't really like proper desserts and that. I'm just not that way inclined. I have my main course and I'm done.
Alright, we got 5,000 orbs. That should be enough for us, so we can go ahead now.
Awesome.
Although there will be other spots coming up, so if you ever do need a top-up at any point, then you've got those options open to you. We'll start in the next mission so we can power up then. Oh no, wait. I say that, but there is something else we can get whilst we're here.
Okay.
You don't get many of these interval sections, and there's a couple of places that you can go to that are very much in your interest. Let me see. I want to get round trip as well. And take a pop into the extras and get a few blue orbs.
A sushi pizza. I'm not sure how I feel about that, Troy.
That was like a Gordon Ramsay thing, wasn't it? On one of the kitchen nightmares or whatever it is.
Like, when I was at Pizza Hut, like, I was looking at, like, a sandwich board that's just outside Pizza Hut, and they were advertising something that was, like, only for a limited time only, but it was, like, a mac and cheese pizza.
Okay.
I did a double take, because I was just like, am I reading this right?
Yeah. Prototype gear, nothing is as bad as pineapple pizza. Just throwing that out there.
Pineapple on pizza is sacrilege.
Yeah, it's like, no, you don't do that to a poor instant pizza.
Absolutely not.
Even Gordon Ramsay says you shouldn't put pineapple on a pizza.
Yeah. Michael HR has just posted on Twitter, he's drawn a trophy for you, Volk. This trophy symbolises that Volkmar has been designated as the new flame. May the wifey gods have mercy on your soul.
Well, there you go. It's
Sorry
official
that.
now.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go find Spider Bob again and school him.
What, mayo and peas pizza?
That's making me feel a little bit uncomfortable.
There's like a big stone oven pizza place that's somewhere in between like the main town and where I live, and apparently they do something like champagne and lobster pizza or something like that.
Fuck!
Like they do like some weird champagne aioli type thing or something like that, or they infuse like champagne into the tomato sauce that they put on. It's like the craziest thing I've ever heard of. But if I had any sort of interest in pizza in general, I would probably try it.
Yeah. Apologies for the yawning, by the way, folks. I was sort of up at 4 o'clock this morning. Because X5 went on for quite a little while.
I did hear, though. Did that end up going well in the end?
It was a good run. It just went on till about 4 in the morning, and I was there on Gamecubes, and yeah.
Yeah, I noticed because, like, I woke up at about 2 this morning. Like, after I ended up having, like, a really long nap yesterday.
Yeah.
And, like, I saw that it was still going.
Yeah.
Is that, like, a flame scorpion or something?
I think that's kind of what they're going for it, yeah.
Alright, so there's actually 2 ways to defeat this boss. The first is by making him jump into this glass area here, and if you can do that, I can't remember how many times you're meant to do it, but it's meant to be something like 8 times. She'll actually just fall, or he will actually fall completely through it, and that'll end the fight immediately.
Oh, cool. So it's just kind of a game of baiting him into the middle.
Kinda, yeah. But for me, I just like to spam the devil trigger and stinger him to death.
I mean, whatever works. The Grey Thunder in chat says, I'm fully convinced that people compulsively grab random contents from their pantries for pizza toppings, then pass off their mental illness as fine placed.
Oh, grasshopper pizza?
Huh.
Like, this is just getting weird. Just...
this is like my fucking fairy liquid pizza. Sure, why the fuck not?
This is my Lego and Hot Wheels pizza. Don't step on it; it will be very painful.
As opposed to when you usually step on other pizza and it's not.
Well, you can slip on pizza if the place is particularly grubby.
Possibly.
And people don't know how to clean up after themselves.
Baked apple slices on pizza. Quietly judging.
You know, for a guy who just literally got impaled, he sure has a lot of time to talk some more shit before he dies.
Yeah, well, he's got to do his, like, dramatic death thing. Little death spiel.
And somehow, the statue is completely intact. Even though there is literally a lava-spewing spider collapsed on top of it. You'd think that would do some collateral damage.
What the fuck is that, Damus? This 2,000, I suppose that's meant to be $2,000 pizza is covered in real gold.
Do they have like flower petals on top of that as well?
It looks like it. Flower petals and some kind of berry.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Are they beef slices with the flower petals golden berry? Oh my god.
Who would eat that?
People with more money than sense.
Like I would use that money to buy myself a freaking decent PC.
Yeah,
and
but
possibly a PS4.
Yeah, but you could also blow $2,000 on a pizza. It's something you can get in Vegas, apparently, according to Damos.
Of course, because Vegas is the place for that kind of thing.
Well, yeah. Absolutely.
Hey, grenade launcher!
Okay, Volk, we have a new donation, $20. It doesn't say who from, but put this to whatever the runner wants. So, pick an incentive, mate.
I will help the cause of... Let's see, we only really got... Oh wait, what are the JoJo OP incentives?
Right now, Bloody Stream is at 50, Great Days is at 66, and the others are 0 so far.
Put it towards Bloody Stream. Make that one a little
Heck.
bit more interesting, seeing as those are the front runners, supposedly.
They seem to be the favourites, yeah. So, Bloody Stream.
I'm going to actually skip this one because I think it actually does cut into the time you have. So I'd rather not miss the door if I can help it. Now, if
There
you
we
want
go,
to guarantee your way down the staircase first time, the best thing to do is to actually have some Devil Trigger gauge ready. And that does actually increase your run speed.
Oh, cool.
At least the LS form does. I'm not sure about Ifrit.
Yeah, Hill Dashin says Bloody Stream and Great Danes are songs of culture. Like, yeah, Bloody Stream was like, I did really like that when I first watched Part 2. I think a lot of the other songs have overshadowed it.
Yeah,
least in my
especially some
opinion.
of the Part 4 ones especially are really, really damn good.
Well, Chase I think is kind of not as great as the others, but like Great Days is fucking phenomenal.
I agree.
Kyrex, yeah, I like Sonic Chino, Kyoku. That's a really good song. And like the OP animation itself as well is really fucking amazing.
You know the black stuff that's on top of the pizza, the $2,000 pizza. It's caviar.
Oh, of course.
It is.
I mean, if it is like the millionaire's pizza, then of course it would be caviar or something like that. You could probably make a cheap version of that by like scattering pennies across it. Maybe get some salmon roe instead of caviar.
Oh yeah, Deus linked the video. I'm going to check that now. The pizza's covered in 24k gold. Set you back 2,000.
I take it this is a thing that's not meant to be eaten. It's just there as sort of a display piece or something stupid like that.
I just watched some chick take a bite out of black squid ink pizza dough.
That's not the first time I've heard of that being used in bread and such in general. That you can get like black coloured bread.
Yeah,
It's fairly awesome.
Foie gras from France. 24 carat gold leaves, gold flakes, truffles from France. Etc. caviar from Caspian Sea. Edible flowers. These people can... Yeah. I'm just watching this on these little videos. Apparently it's delicious according to this guy.
Most of the comments is like, that looks disgusting. It's like, that's not
Yeah.
pizza, it's garbage.
Like, why would you eat this though? Like, why would you eat gold?
I bet like the
would just-
ultimate excuse is like, you poor people wouldn't understand how this tastes.
Yeah, look at the peasants.
Look at the peasants not liking our grand cuisine made of gold and literal dollar bills that will probably paper cut your stomach to oblivion. It doesn't matter to us, we have enough money to pay for our hospital bills or something ridiculous like that.
I would rather have normal food than rich people food.
Oh, I would too.
How can you flesh your wealth like that?
Exactly. Like, what's the point otherwise if you can't show off that you can literally buy the most garish pizza ever that probably has a taste to match?
Yeah, but I actually have standards.
Yeah, but that's the thing. When you become rich, those soon disappear.
Yeah, I just saw the ones here in the comment section knocking it, probably couldn't afford it. With some like emojis at the end because of course.
Yeah, don't knock it until you have to mortgage your house again to afford one.
Hey, what's next? Aluminium coated pizza. No, that's for the peasants.
Just
No, the petrol head pizza where literally there's like... like, there's meant to be like oil or petrol on there and they simulate it by using Bovril or something like that. Okay, so now we got the most annoying jumping section in the entire game, so apologies in advance if this takes a while.
Okay, Deimos, it's judging time.
Who knows, we might actually be able to do a good job of this. We'll see.
Just tweeted out the gold pizza thing.
I'm still amazed things like that can actually exist. Like, I can kind of understand it on, like, a cake, because a cake is, for special occasions especially, as much of a display piece as it is something to eat. But a pizza? A pizza doesn't really strike me as much of a display piece.
Yeah, especially, like, visually speaking, it doesn't look appealing either. It's not like, you know, when people get the fancy cakes done up and it does look good in the middle of the table or whatever, but no, it just literally looks like a fucking mess of gold flakes.
Yeah, I just cannot see what people see in that, even if you are just too rich to have sense.
Yeah, Tom's just put out a reminder, $140 away from unlocking the next incentive game. Apologies for my voice going there. So, yeah, guys, if you want to get your donations in, and hopefully we can get the next incentive today.
Ooh, I would very much like to hit that for today. Alright, can we get this first time? Yes, we can! How about that?
Well done, mate.
This may just be the weed, but I think those gloves are talking to me.
Oh, okay, here's a most expensive burger.
Alright, this one. Burgers are more relevant to me, so this will be interesting.
Okay. $295. Just gotta watch the video.
For a burger?
Alright, now we get to have some fun with our new gloves here.
Quail egg, truffles, and caviar.
Whale egg?
Quail egg.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I know that you can have egg on breakfast burgers and things like that, but quail egg is barely anything.
Let's see.
Like, I just want a normal burger.
Yeah, the like £2.50 ones from burger fans are usually pretty fucking lit.
I'm actually quite lucky to have a
Outdoors,
bunch of fancy burger places, so I tend to go to those every now and then. They do some really, really good burgers.
Yeah, I remember when I was in college, there was like a burger van. It was just like in the the little outdoor shopping centre, not too far away, that I would just go to for lunch. That was a really good little place. Yeah, duck's alright, go to some. Duck can be pretty good.
I do like a bit of duck, although cooking duck yourself, like, be prepared for it to like stink up the entire kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna switch to the last store since I've actually got things for it.
Okay, what's this picture? $24-carat Xbox One hits Harrods. Of course.
Like,
There are points where it's like more money than sense, isn't it? Let's see what other overpriced shit is there out there.
I imagine there's probably a sandwich very similar.
I remember hearing something about a really overpriced.
Alright, here's one. What's the most expensive soup?
Go on.
Alright, and to make it even more interesting, it can't be shark fin, because that's cheating.
Let's see. Most expensive soup. The first one that comes up is shark fin. Let's see what else is there. Let's just go to expensive soup.
would it be like anything that like involves like lobster, if that's like a thing?
Well, I mean, you get lobster bisque, but that's not really expensive.
Okay.
Like, lobster bisque you can get in cans from, like, some of the Baxter's, like, fancy branding thingamajig. But you know, maybe lobster bisque combined with something else that would probably that'll probably fit the job.
I wish you all the best, Nexley, and I hope you get better soon.
Yeah, I hope you're feeling better soon, mate.
What, a suit that costs $5,000?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not seeing $5,000. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Let's have a little look at this article here. Let's see. What's in it? Soups made with Wagyu beef, white Alba truffles, foie gras broth, hand-drizzled bean sprouts, and noodles from a rare blue lobster meat. Huh.
Yeah, that sounds like the ticket right there.
Yeah, it says $5,000 on Time magazine. Yeah, so it fits your thing because apparently no shark in it.
Yep, that does. Alright, here's another one. Most expensive pie.
Most expensive pie. Let's see. Chef has baked swords. Can you stop refreshing, please, computer? A chef has baked the world's most expensive pie, costing more than £1,000 a slice. The traditional steak and mushroom ingredients have been replaced with £500 beef fillet, Chinese mushrooms worth more than 2,000, and truffles. Huh.
A mushroom that costs 2,000. That's impressive.
Yeah, and to top it all off, the photograph they've got of the chef is like really low res, and it's been upscaled, and you can barely make out his face.
Well, they had to cut the cost somewhere, I suppose.
Yeah, they blew the camera money on some mushrooms.
Yep.
Damo just linked a $1,000 ice cream. Let's see.
Oh, I can't wait to see how disgusting this must be.
Oh, it's a video, better find it.
Yeah, you don't need to pay an arm and a leg for good ice cream. There's a place near the harbour where I live that does special ice creams that they just throw with whatever they can find. So one day they might have After Eight ice cream, another day they might have Ferrero Rocher.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It's a really great place. They do like birthday cake ice cream as well. It's amazing.
Holy fuck, there's this sundae here. It's called the Golden Opulence Sundae. Apparently you have to order it 2 days in advance so that they can fly the ingredients in. So come on, tell me what they are. Right. Finest Tahitian vanilla infused with a Madagascar vanilla. Come on, tell me the stuff in it. Wrapped in edible gold leaf and drizzled with the world's most expensive chocolate, Amedi Porcelana.
I've heard of a kind of an expensive dessert dish where they kind of make this chocolate orb and just fill it with all kinds of just sugary crap. And what they do is they'll either break it, they'll either let you break it, or they'll literally bring in some guy with like a blowtorch and then just slowly melt it. I remember that being pretty hype.
$75 million cake. How the fuck, Deimos?
Okay, I feel like there has to be an exaggeration there, because I feel like that's probably erring on the side of impossible.
Yeah.
How do you spend that much on a cake?
How?
Oh, $75 million cake sets price record. What's this? Okay.
I'm curious to know what's in that cake.
I want to know what possessed someone to spend that much on a cake.
Yeah. Right. Decadent Cake was created by British designer Debbie Wingham, who rose to fame when she crafted the world's most expensive dress for $17.7 million. The extravagant dessert was purchased by an unnamed buyer in the United Arab Emirates, who bought it for his daughter's joint birthday and engagement party. The cake's price tag easily tops the previous record of $50 million. Alright, let's see. A 6-foot-long depiction of a runway fashion show weighs nearly 1,000 pounds, with more than 250 pounds of fondant and confectionaries. It took more than 1,100 hours to make, since all of the tiny edible figurines were hand sculpted. And much of the value comes from the bling. The cake has 4,000 diamonds, including a 5.2 carat pink diamond, 6.4 carat yellow diamond, and 15 carat white diamonds.
I'm surprised there's no blood diamonds in there either.
Yeah, the 17 stones alone are worth more than 45 million. The runway is also bedazzled with 400 1 carat and 73 3 carat white diamonds, along with 75 3 carat black diamonds. Yes, it's also tasty. Wingham told TNBC that the front row seating of the cake was done in Madagascan vanilla bean with mascarpone cream and strawberry conserve, while the runway was done in triple Belgian chocolate with chocolate ganache and chocolate truffle cream. And then they ended the article with a little pun. Now that's rich.
That's terrible. Although, it does bring up a point. If you have to put yourself down as an unnamed buyer, then maybe you're not making the best purchasing decision in the world.
Yeah. Well, like, it shows there is a market for this sort of shit, doesn't it? Like,
It does.
It's
Although
like,
one has to ask why.
but like, the way it's worded, it doesn't look like this was commissioned by them or anything. It wasn't like they just...
Somebody
we'll-
knew, like,
Yeah.
premeditatively, that somebody will buy this if I make it.
Yeah, like, I can just make this and someone will buy it. I can make this huge investment in this cake that I've got to make and buy all these fucking, like, diamonds and shit for it.
It's like, what would she have done if nobody bought it? She'd be fucked.
Yeah.
Completely.
Who? What benefit is there to having fucking diamonds on your cake? Like, the, like, gold leaf stuff and that, like, okay, it's, like, pretentious as shit, but it's edible. Like, what do you want diamonds to tart up your cake for?
Well, I suppose this was for a fashion event, right?
Oh, apparently. I think so.
Like, I would
Yeah.
understand for, like, a wedding.
Hmm.
Like, some, like, celebrities' really, really fancy wedding. But not for a fashion event. That just seems a bit too pretentious, even for one of those.
Yeah, because, like, I'm looking at the picture of it. It is, like, a little walkway, you know, like when they have the fashion shoots and there's the photographer at the end and the people at the side just sitting watching. Let me link the thing in chat. I can't remember. I think I found this on myself. Let's see. What's the most expensive pasta dish? Someone's just linked that.
That doesn't look like. I'm looking at the pasta dish. It doesn't look very. It's like it's wholly fills the plate.
Oh, this wouldn't even be a meal. This looks like the sort of thing that might be like an afternoon snack or some shit.
The most expensive afternoon snack ever conceived.
Yeah, like $2,013 that sold for includes the helping of homemade tagliatelle noodles, 2 pounds of fresh marine lobster, and 1 ounce of black truffle. Why? Like, this isn't a meal. This is not a meal. This is like, it doesn't even fill the base of the plate, and that don't look like a big plate.
Oh, that actually reminds me, it's not necessarily a very expensive dish, but I just got reminded of it just because of how ridiculous it actually is. So, if any of you haven't actually heard of this guy before, there's a YouTuber that goes by the name of Binging with Babish, who does food, or who at least tries to recreate food from various TV shows and movies. And one of them is literally like this pie that has basically every form of pasta and Italian cuisine known to man literally encased inside. It's the most amazing thing ever. I don't know the name of it, but if you look for his channel, you'll probably find it quickly enough.
Alright.
But it's like the most gnarly looking thing I've ever seen.
$500 jelly beans.
Okay, how? But go on.
The beans will be coated in 24 karat gold leaf and
Of course.
packed in a crystal jar. But Klein says the treat of the Beyond Gourmet line will be the real treat. It's literally an exotic trip around the world through the sense of taste via never before tasted jelly bean flavours.
I'm sure you can pretty much get that if you just go through the Jelly Belly range.
Well, referencing varieties like mango chutney and lemongrass curry.
Lemongrass.
Okay.
I suppose lemongrass is used in curries, but usually it's like Thai variations.
Okay. This is where it's.
like jelly beans.
This is where it's getting a little bit silly.
What, you mean it wasn't getting silly before? Yeah. What the hell?
The $2,600 bottle of water.
That's just bottled water in general, isn't it? It just depends on where you're selling it.
So, the 2,600 bottle of water that Ling H2O announced in March. Let's see, what is special about it? It looks like it's just got like a fucking crystal bottle that it comes in.
It probably is literally more of a container than the water itself, if that's the case.
Oh, fucking hell. Let me link this page to people in the chat as well. Because I'm still scrolling down, this is like a thing. Apparently, where's the 25k taco that Damos is talking about? I think he might link that. Oh, here we go.
Damn, that's an expensive taco. Let me guess, the taco is literally like a gold leaf just wrapped around the entire thing.
Looks sort of like it. There's definitely a lot of gold here.
I'm sensing a theme here. I feel like with a lot of these, it's just literally throwing gold on it for no reason at all.
Yeah, this dish features Kobe beef, almas beluga caviar, and black truffle brie cheese. And it's served on a gold flake infused corn tortilla.
Gold infused, my god.
If you're looking to spend big money for just another 150,000, you can compliment your taco with a glass of Ley 95 Passion Aztec. Oh, some fucking tequila. I can't pronounce any of that.
My god. How did we fall so far from grace that we actually have these dishes in existence?
Yeah. The Grey Thunder says, you know what, screw it, I'm going to start a business catering to dumb rich people where I sell them peanut butter sandwiches coloured gold.
You know what, it does actually seem like a business that would actually do well, although you wouldn't want to risk it considering like what the price of entry is. I mean, you have to be kind of just as foolish as they are, really, let's face it.
Well, yeah. $128 bar of chocolate. Chocolate holds, it's a Medi chocolate company apparently. Chocolate holds Guinness Book of World Records title for most expensive chocolate from as far back as 2006. What is it? It doesn't really say other than it's made from white beans grown in 3,000 kilo batches on small plantations in Venezuela.
So wait, is it literally just expensive because they just don't make enough of it?
Possibly. Or that it's sourced from this little plantation here that is hard to import stuff from.
For that kind of price, I would expect this to be homegrown chocolate from the moon.
Yeah.
Like, well, it would have to be literally moon chocolate.
Yeah, well, I mean, with like how some of this stuff's like imported, could be. Oh, that's a good point, Prototype Gear. In the Pokemon world, it could be where like healthcare's free, but lemonade costs 800.
True. He does raise a good point there.
How long have we been, like, because PK's wondering how much DMC did he miss?
Well, let's see. We started about an hour and a half ago. Well, technically an hour, because we did spend quite a bit of time faffing around with the sound balancing and what have you. So you've only missed about an hour.
And we spent most of that just talking about expensive foods and just like...
Hell, I'm enjoying this, and I can't even see half these things. I'm just digging the descriptions.
Yeah, I'm trying to find more stuff. Okay, what's going on here, Damus? Let's have a little look. Why does the world's most expensive steak cost 3,200? Let's see. The 2000 vintage Côte de Boeuf, that's rib steak, it's the world's most expensive steak. Let's have a little look. This isn't in a few things, so I've got it. Got to have a little nose free. The breed of cattle for this particular steak, the blonde equine, rivals the most expensive beef, such as Black Angus and Kobe. Let's see. According to this guy, there are only 103 vintage beef ribs ranging from 98 to 2009. So it's like only prepared from a small number of this very specific breed of cow.
Yeah, that one I can understand. Kobe beef has kind of been a thing for a while now.
Yeah, but apparently this is rarer than that.
Damn.
Which is why it costs $3,200.
There we go, and that's the second dog fight. Oh yeah, that was a boss fight, by the way.
Holy fuck. The California capital city dog is a massive fucking hot dog thing.
Oh yes, the hot dog. That is not one that we've tapped into yet. Go on.
Yeah, $145.49.
That's actually a lot more reasonable than the vast majority of the other ones we've had so far.
I don't think this is like a most expensive, but it's just one that I saw on this site.
Most expensive while still maintaining some aura of edibility.
Well, you say that, like, I don't know how you're meant to pick this up and eat it. It's fucking huge and there's so much stuff in it. Let's say, it's all beef, topped with French mustard, sauteed shallots, baby greens, garlic and herb mayo, applewood smoked bacon, pepper, basil, olive oil, and cranberry pear coconut balsamic vinaigrette. I can tell these are going to be expensive when I can't pronounce half the fucking ingredients. Dry
I don't know. You even mispronounced sauteed somehow.
Yeah, I'm trying to read it. Yeah.
It's fine. I'm
not good at reading on the fly, but dried cranberries and $200 per pound Swedish moose cheese. Holy
moose
fuck.
Cheese.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This is silly.
I mean, I've heard of goat cheese being a thing. I said ghost cheese almost. Glad I stopped myself there before I caused myself a bit of embarrassment.
Yeah.
Do you have a link to that?
Yep, let me just nab it for you.
I'm not gonna lie, that hot dog does actually sound like it would be actually pretty tasty, if a bit expensive.
I'll just link the one I had in chat. Okay guys, just as a little push, remember the JoJo bid war ends tomorrow when Tanner comes on to play All-Star Battle. So if you want to pick which of the JoJo OPs you want him to sing for us, if you have a look, they're listed out below the stream, but the ones in the lead right now is Great Days, and actually I'll need to refresh, let me just check that, just to make sure I'm giving you up-to-date information. Okay, so Bloody Stream is winning with $70, with Great Days slightly behind at $66. What one has Damos just linked me a minute ago? Oh, apparently there's another hot dog.
Oh look, another hot dog.
Yeah, this one's only a little bit more actually. This is $169. So this hot dog, officially deemed the world's most expensive by Guinness World Records, comes with toppings like caviar and shaved black truffles. Because of course,
that one doesn't sound nearly as nice.
No, like when you're starting to get stuff like that, it's just for the sake of being expensive.
Yeah. Pretentious ingredients are exactly that. They are pretentious. I'm sure they're nice after a while, but then at that point you're paying a premium for almost no reason at all.
Yeah, it's literally because people will. And it's like there's this sort of culture in like some, I'd take it upper class like circles where it's like, oh, I had this really nice like $170 hot dog or something, and that's like a talking point.
Yeah. Then I could just say I had 17 10-pound burgers that were all really, really delicious and had different toppings and such.
Yeah, and that didn't go over too well because I was stuffed after the second.
Oh, I don't know. I can put away quite a bit when I have my mindset to it. Although it's one of those things that you have to be literally in the kind of right zone for, otherwise it just does not end well. Otherwise you think, ooh, I could eat a lot, and then you get like halfway there and you think, I vastly underestimated just how hungry I was.
Yeah.
That's the thing that always annoys me, just by existing, is where you think, oh my god, I'm so hungry, and then it just like turns out you can barely eat anything. Even though you feel like you're literally about to die if you don't just eat a million tons of food at that exact moment.
So question for the call chat. Did you play the PS2 version of Beautiful Joe where Dante was a guest character?
I did not. I don't actually have much experience with Beautiful Joe, actually. It's one of those games I keep meaning to get around to, but I don't know, I guess the drive wasn't really there compared to some of the other games that are just much higher on the list.
It looks an okay game to me, but I just, like, sort of not my kind of thing, sort of deal, you know?
Yeah.
Nat, you ever played it?
I've never played Beautiful Joe.
Ah, fair one. I have another link from Deimos. Let's see what interesting stuff's on this. Most expensive sandwich. Right, the £100 Von Essen Platinum Club sandwich. And let's see. Well, it's one of them sort of double-decker sandwiches, obviously. We're Burrico ham, poulet de Bresse. That's chicken from Bresse, to you and me, they put in the article. White truffles, quail eggs, and semi-dried tomatoes on sourdough bread that was fermented for 24 hours.
This area is really, really annoying because you've got these bouncy things all over the place as well. Actually, you know what? I'm going to switch to the shotgun. Might be a little bit better here.
There's like a pie that costs about more than £1,000.
Oh, what one's that? What's it got on it? In it?
It's to make the pie. The chef used a £500 beef billet, more than £2,000 worth of Chinese mushrooms and truffles.
Oh yeah, we had that one. Yeah, I remember that one.
Apparently, it's available at Fence Gates Inn near Burnley, Lancashire.
For a second there, I thought you were going to say it was available at select Marks and Spencer's stores or something like that.
That wouldn't surprise me.
It's like, oh, that, because I live in Lancashire, so just like, it's not far from where I live.
Alright, we need to start the sandwich-a-thon so you can raise enough donations to have somebody over there to try this sandwich and give the feedback we all need.
It's for science.
Expensive science, but we feel like it's relevant science just to put these pretentious buggers in their place.
Yeah.
It's not as good as you think it is, nor is it worth the outrageous price tag.
Yeah.
We want to be able to say that in confidence.
Wouldn't that be the thing though? You take a bite of that and it's just like, it's alright.
Meh, it's okay, I guess.
Yeah, I did finish off my first box of the Marks and Spencer Jaffa cakes I got for my birthday.
Yum.
Yeah, they were good. I've still got the lemon and lime ones that I need to get around to trying at some point. 'Cause they look like they're the same sort of shape and design as the orange ones were. They look kind of cool.
I agree, Silver dude. So Caliber 2 is the best game of the series, of that series.
I've never played any of them, to be honest.
What I like most about Soul Calibur 2 was the Weapon Master mode.
No, what was that?
It's basically it's kind of like a campaign mode.
Oh, right.
It's like how you can get like extra weapons and some alternative costumes for like the roster.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot this fight is incredibly annoying because you've got this weird homing bullshit going at you.
Lovely. Yeah, this looks kind of irritating.
It's fine once the homing bullshit finishes.
Oh.
But I gotta wait for this thing to land so I can actually land a couple of decent hits on him. I mean, it's bad enough with that, but the fact of the matter is the Griffin's still around as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mouthful of drink.
Yeah, that other guy, the GameCube version of Soul Calibur 2 had Link.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing the box art for that when I was a kid and just thinking, that's interesting.
The thing is, he works really, really well in that game. It's like, honestly quite shocking. Same goes for Spawn. Heihachi, not so much. You can just kind of tell he doesn't really belong there.
I think it was probably more because, you know, from Tekken, which was another popular fighting game, that could have been why. On PlayStation. I never really played as Heihachi. I always played as Talim. Because Talim's best girl.
I have no frame of reference, so...
It's starting to look a bit sketchy.
Yeah, you look like you're taking a bit of a beating right now.
That's okay though. If I just press the start button, I do have a Vital Star handy.
Oh yeah, I remember you did stock up on some stuff, didn't you? Oh, well, I remember you grinding. I don't remember if you the stuff.
No, that's like that's the thing that you have near the beginning of the game.
Oh, fair one.
If I could just get this fucker to land, it would be much easier.
But if he lands, then he's vulnerable, and maybe he's smarter than that. Is that like his main approach to smack you on the floor?
Kind of. It's more that weird projectile.
Yeah, alright.
Since that just propels you into the air. Come on, get down here.
Get the fuck.
Oh, did he finally land? He did! He finally landed! Quick!
Yep, just wail on him. Volcon, being nice to remind you that you have Alistair's air raid attack.
Yep, I do. And I'll use that right now, actually.
And I need to clean my glasses because they've got a bit blurry somehow.
It's annoying how easily glasses get dirty.
It is, yeah, and it gets a bit too close to my face, and then if I leave it too long without clocking on, that's why I'm a bit dizzy, then I do get a headache from it.
Ah, there we go, our first D rank. That's fine. That fight is probably one of the most annoying boss fights in the game, apart from maybe the last nightmare fight. So that's actually not too bad. We got one of the more annoying fights out of the way. We didn't die, so that's always good.
I forget if we had any deaths so far this run.
No, actually, we haven't had a death yet.
Oh, nice one. Tom saying, "Damn, Volk, have mercy."
Let me see here. I wouldn't mind getting a new Vital Star, just to replace the one we used. And I'll pick up Magma Drive as well.
Damo says, "This low rank shall be reflected in your overall grade."
What the hell is this? I didn't ask for this kind of harsh scrutiny.
This is a Devil May Cry test.
There we go, the Staff of Hermes. And now that we went through all this trouble to get on the boat, we are now tasked with escaping the boat.
Oh, that stuff was cool.
Apparently that battle with the Griffin got a bit too intense.
So almost like repeatedly smacking a bird on the floor of a boat makes it a bit unstable.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
I think this is a relatively simple mission if I recall. See how quickly I can actually complete this.
I say it's just like a swim out kind of mission.
Yeah. I think you may have to get forced into like 1 or 2 fights, but apart from that...
Yeah, at Goldstorm we have 87 people watching on Twitch.
It's gone up to 88.
Yeah. If you're on the Sonython site and you're curious, if you just sort of mouse over the Twitch window thing, it comes up saying it in the top left.
It's that one I need to kill.
Haha, free sports says Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry is great and all, but when is the Knuckles Make Chuckle run?
Knuckles Make Chuckle. Well, I mean, when I play Sonic Mania, I may check out the Knuckles and Knuckles mode, but...
Do you have limited oxygen in these sections?
Well, Dante is part demon. He doesn't need oxygen for going around in the water.
Oh, so there's no like time limit?
Nope. You can you can treat it nice and casually if you wanted to.
That's good. I suppose it saves you like having that extra pressure behind you, doesn't it?
Yep. So that's another quick mission in lieu of I think it was mission 4 or 5, the one where that you just have to fight one shadow and then that's it. But it gave us a nice easy A rank, which means more orbs, which is always nice. And we get one of these intermissions as well, where you don't really have a mission per se, but you can just kind of explore around, see what's what.
It's fun with someone keeping an eye on the donations. We haven't had any in a little while, but if any of you guys want to contribute towards any of the incentives that we have going on, then feel free to get your donations in. In particular, the ones that are coming up soon are the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure incentive for Tanner to sing one of the OPs. So if you want to pick which one you want him to sing and put some money towards it, then feel free to do so. We also have a raffle going on for a copy of Sonic Mania on the PS4. Now it is an American copy, so you'll need a US PSN account to use it. But if you donate $5, then and say in the little comment part of the donation that you'd like to be entered, then we'll put you on the list. And you can also donate you can also enter multiple times, so if you want to donate like $15 to get 3 entries, then you can do that. So yeah, if you want to try your luck winning a copy of that game, then feel free to donate for it.
Hey. I think this one's meant to be... It's not the shortest, but it can be quite irritating. As a result, I think I kind of know what's coming up as well, so I may plop on the shotgun. If it's the section I'm thinking of, there's ghosty things, and they don't like the shotgun very much.
I've got to say, the higher resolution really hasn't been kind to the textures in that tunnel.
Yeah, and it seems odd as well, because I could literally emulate Digital Devil Saga on the PS2 and actually make it look like a proper HD game. This actually looks rougher than that, which is baffling.
Yeah, I suppose there may be like limitations because the PS3 isn't exactly the best hardware out there, but it looks like the sort of thing where if they at least sharpened it a bit, like the individual texture files, it'd probably look a lot better. That's fine, Corex. I know not everyone can donate, that's perfectly fine. If you want to help out still, then if you want to share the stream among your friends, and maybe they'll come along and support the stream.
Yeah. Just getting the word out there is usually enough.
Because the main point, well, like, it is nice if we can, like, raise as much as we can, but another thing is just, you know, everyone just having a good time and just, you know, that you all enjoy the streams.
Yeah, it's like anything we do raise is a positive, and it's so like, you know, we've already got a lot as it is, and like some people can contribute more. That's great. If not, then you know, like if you want to just bring more people in, tell your friends about it, then that works just as well too.
It does.
In the call, like we have Volk playing. I'm Flame, obviously, and we've got Nat, who's along for the ride too. And I've just had a little glance down at the tracker on the site, and I can see we're at 29% of our 8,000 goal. So we are still getting quite a lot of donations. I know it sometimes seems like we've got some slow moments, but there's a lot of like money coming in still, which is amazing. And that's actually 147 individual contributions too, which you think people have made donations 147 times. That's great.
It's quite a big number. Guy's being very annoying.
I can see.
He's chasing me halfway through this damn stage.
Don't worry about it, Gold. You've made a lot of donations so far.
Oh wait a minute, can I just cheese it? Yes I can. I think.
If you can cheese it, then you should cheese it.
Yes, you just need to unlock the door. You could just ignore him. I completely forgot about that.
If it works, it works.
Oh my god, I almost put like an extra zero there. It's like, yeah, I don't want to donate that much.
Yes. Just make sure you're not adding in like hundreds or thousands if you can't afford that.
Well, it wouldn't have gone through anyway. My bank would have just been like, nope.
Yeah.
Because my bank tends to just like, well, freak out.
Like, I've had that a few times, but I do like appreciate that they have their security protection because they've also intervened when some twat tried to take triple figures off of my card at one point. That was fun.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you know if you're going to be making a large purchase, like, sometimes if you call them in advance, they'll be like, yeah, okay, that's fine, we will make sure this payment doesn't get blocked.
Well, for mine, what the people were trying to do, they were trying to be smart about it, and instead of like just taking like one big payment, they took like loads of tiny little payments, like in one hit. But like the bank was thankfully on the ball enough to think actually that shouldn't be happening either, and they sort of just. It was one of the things like my bank just sent me a text saying we've noticed unusual activity, like contact us if you don't recognise it, which is useful.
Especially with online banking as well, it just makes it so much easier.
Well, I don't use online banking because I'm kind of paranoid about that sort of stuff. But like, I just go down to the branch and talk to them, and they got it sorted out.
Hey, there we go. I was thinking, is that the end of the mission now? It is.
I think my bank, like, if they notice like any unusual activity, they just send me like a new card and then just cancel my old card, like whenever I received a new one.
Yeah, that's what they tend to do because it's like they want to cut off access to the old one if they think that someone who's not meant to have access to it is using it. Oh, Silver Dude, thank you for sharing the stream on the Omnicom's Twitter. Appreciate it.
Indeed. Thank you very, very much. It really helps a lot more than you would think.
It does, yeah. When you see like lot of excitement going on about a certain event on your Twitter feed or whatever it may be, then more people do come and check it out, which is always good for us. And I've noticed when these things happen a lot, then people tend to bring money for the charity as well, which is awesome. Volk, how are we doing for progress in DMC? Tom's asking.
I think we're just a little over halfway now.
Alright.
We're actually making really, really good progress.
Yeah, like I saw I've got the guide open in the other thing, like there's 23 missions in total, right?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, so what one are you on now?
We're on number 15 at the moment.
Oh, cool, so yeah, you're going through this pretty quick.
This is actually one of the games I was dreading initially because this game ain't easy.
I can confirm that from what little I did play of it back in the day.
So I'm glad I'm actually putting in a relatively good show right now, of course. No point in speaking too soon just yet because it can all change relatively quickly.
Yeah. I think after this you're still on for Guilty Gear with Tom, right?
Yep, that's right. So even if I am overestimate, I'm only overestimate with myself, and I did check it over with Volkamar, and he did say it was alright if I do go a little bit overestimate.
Oh yeah, you haven't got to keep on like sending him messages and say, Volk, where are you?
No. Like, everybody who knows me kind of already knows that I'm kind of doing this, so...
Yeah.
God, there's a lot more of these guys than I remember.
I've got to say, one thing that's impressed me a lot about like both yourself and people like Snake and Stefan and other people that have like either overrun or had technical issues or whatever it may be, is I just have so much respect for how everyone else in the marathon seems to be really good at just keeping things going. Because I'm the sort of person who, if something goes a bit tits up, I just freak. And like, I don't know what to do.
Well, for a lot of people, as soon as things starts to go awry, that's when, if you're particularly an anxious person, that's when the anxiety really starts to kick in, and it's not good news at that point, really.
Yeah, because like, I noticed when Stefan was running Ratchet and Clank the other day, I forget which one it was, but like, like quite early on in the run, he had like massive problems with like the call, like it was really dropping the audio, like people were cutting out, and that would be the point where I was like, what the fuck do I do? Do I start again? But no, he just kept on playing the game like a champ, and that's kind of what you need when you're in a live environment. That's the sort of thing I wish I was better at adapting to things on the fly about.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to do, especially if you're one of those people that are really, really particular about that sort of thing, but eventually you do start to learn to not so much let it go, but loosen up in terms of how it impacts you. Sure, it's still a problem, but you needn't make it into a major thing unless it's a particularly huge thing, like your computer explodes or something.
Yeah, I suppose a lot of it, like in theory, granted I am talking solely in theory, because when I'm on the spot in the moment, this all goes completely awry and I'm like completely fucked. But like, it tends to be the game of balancing out how big of a problem it is versus how much effort it would take to fix it. So like, if it's a really big problem and you can fix it practically, then just fix it. You know, there's no point just letting a problem hang about. But if it's only a minor thing, but you'd have to faff around for ages to, you know, get it back on track there.
Yeah. It's about looking into it kind of in perspective, and just in general, it's a lot easier to solve said problems if you're calm about it.
Yeah.
So learning to be a little bit more relaxed with it, it does actually allow you to solve problems a lot easier, just by virtue of you're a lot more relaxed about it, you're a lot more collected, you can see things a lot more clearly.
I am aware of the irony of what I just said, coming from me, the guy who was completely like creaking and like literally sweating in discomfort because Tanner had his layout slightly off from how I would have liked it the other night when he was setting up. But I've found Tom seems to have come up with the useful like workaround for that, which is just posting in chat, ignore flame. That seems to work.
One decent tip I can give for this game is if you do pick up Air Raid earlier on, it does allow you to get a bunch of secrets that you would only be able to get to at the midpoint in the game, where you have the on-command double jump rather than having to vault off a wall. And also, just being able to fly around does give you a lot more control over those tricky platforming sections as well, so it's relatively cheap on the orbs as well. It's only 700, so I always pick that up as an early upgrade.
Alright, that's the one that like gives you that little bit of flight in it.
Yep, and lets you shoot off the lightning bolts as well. It is just so handy.
Nice. I got that pink goop that was in that section you just flying over. I take it that's like damaging, right?
Yeah, that's poison goop. You don't want to step in that.
Yeah, because I saw you just like step in it for a brief moment, and I was thinking, I thought that was a hit.
No, not quite. Although you will take gradual damage, so you don't want to hang around there for too long.
Yeah, just get the fuck out of the way as soon as you can.
I do love the shotgun, even though I appreciate the power and explodiness of the grenade launcher. The shotgun has a good place. Alright, let's get out of here and we can go through the next door, and we'll get the Nightmare Beta here, so I'll be aiming to use that in a few areas.
Saw that fucker on the other side of the door there.
Take out a few banshees for good measure. I'm pretty sure they're like called death scythes or something like that, but I call them banshees because they just laugh for ages, and I'm just like, why? Just please be quiet.
Yeah. Can they get you from off screen? Because it looks like you didn't have much prep time to move out of the way of that one.
Not entirely from off screen, but they can kind of catch you unaware from a wall that you happen to be right next to, for instance.
Do you reckon the enemy behaviour takes into account this is a widescreen version of the game?
I don't know. I think in a way, kind of, but obviously it's not going to be perfect.
Because I'm just thinking, like, if they've like made it in a way that like the enemies can't attack you until you have a chance to see them, but then now you've suddenly got this extra screen space available, that'd be something they'd have to compensate for.
I don't think so necessarily, because with the Banshees in particular, I mean, you still have the same like area that you're fighting in and all that to consider, but you do have the audio cues as well to go off of.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah.
Some fights might be a bit easier or trickier, but that's just a trade-off you have to go with when you're considering widescreen.
Like, it is an annoyance for me in games when there's guys who can hit you when you can't see them. Like, I did notice that a bit when I was recording Unleashed, and like, there's some parts where it's like I'm focused on a guy, but then someone's just snuck up behind me and lumped me, and that's fucking rude.
Although it can kind of work in the opposite way as well, where you just have an area where you put the resolution up clearly more than where it's supposed to be, and suddenly you can like see 3 times the amount of area that you were able to before.
True that, yeah.
So it's the same works inverse as well.
Oh, this looks annoying with the conveyor section.
Yep, you gotta beat up the things to bring the bridges down, and then you walk across those to get your nightmare beta.
Alright. I will say I'm not really a fan of how the camera works in this game. I think having the sort of more free camera in the reboot works a lot better.
Obviously that was something that they fixed in, I'm not sure in 2, because I don't have much experience with 2, because it kind of sucks. And I just avoided it, purely from that word of mouth. But Devil May Cry 3, I think, does go some way into fixing that.
I think DMC3, from what I remember, it does have some fixed sections.
I think it's more that they sort of go for these dynamic camera angles in the same area, and it's really, really jarring, because you're kind of going in one direction, then the camera changes, and suddenly you're going in the opposite direction.
Yeah, that's annoying when like it doesn't, like, you have to manually compensate for the fact that the camera's moved, even though the camera doesn't really give any indication that it's going to move.
Precisely.
Apparently, according to Hill Dash in the chat, the camera's still bad in 2.
Ah, yeah, that's what I figured. I mean, there has to be a reason why it's bad, and I imagine that being the way it is still is one of the reasons. There we go, there's Nightmare Beta, so we got that. And now we can unlock the way to the next boss.
Sweet.
I love the grenade launcher so much. Just blast an enemy while they're in midair. And they crumble into pieces. It's amazing. Alright, we'll just ignore that guy because he's not directly in our path. And now we go in here.
That other guy, the camera is perfectly fine in the DMC reboot. I don't know about 3. Like last I remember some areas having fixed cameras, but like I don't think it's quite as offensive in that respect as the first game. What's that?
I don't know. I don't think it came from me.
Phone, just, I don't know, like, I'm pretty sure I had it on silent, but...
That's fair enough. No need to worry.
I just
Just took me by surprise, is all.
Yeah, it's just freaking notification for something I don't freaking know.
Alright, here we go. Last fight with the Griffin. Actually, it's something I want to check with my Ifrit loadout. How do I do the meteors? On Devil Trigger State, hold the L1 button, then press the left stick in the direction of Dante's back, and press the triangle button. Okay, let's give that a whirl.
And that was that $20 the one that you put in earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for that. Do you want it towards anything?
Let's see.
Have a little look what's there.
Okay, the meteors don't seem to want to play ball, even though I believe I'm doing it right.
Let's see.
Oh, he ain't done yet. We've just grounded him.
Well, if he's grounded, you can wail on him, can't you?
Yep, smack him in the
There you
teeth with
go.
more grenades.
Yeah.
Probably put it towards Barrett being called Mr. T.
Alright, I'll do that. Reminder guys, for the Final Fantasy VII run that's running toward the end of Marathon, played by Volk, we have bid wars going for what Volk will name each of the characters. So like there's too many to list off here, but if you want to have a look underneath the stream on the HFC Sonython site, you'll be able to see the options available, or you can propose your own idea and we'll add that on.
Indeed. There's still plenty of time to get your ideas in. This Griffin fight is going pretty damn well.
That's a good point. So, because originally Devil May Cry was intended to be a Resident Evil game, so that's why the camera's the way it is for this first game.
Oh yeah, I did think it was quite similar to how Resident Evil 2 works.
Yeah, because I seem to recall the idea being that it just sort of spawned off during a Resident Evil development cycle. And
There we go, we'll finish him off with the air raid.
Yeah, we just sort of got creative with having more action-based kind of thing, and that's what kind of Devil May Cry was born from.
There we go, that's the Griffin done. Ooh! That looked like it hurt. I love how it just has that little silhouette of like the demon form, and then it's just like, hi, I'm human.
Not gonna lie, it sounds too similar to Mr. Popo's voice from
I find it really peculiar as well how this Griffin is essentially just made up of several other birds kind of sewn together.
What
It's
that
the-
beak looks
So he's got
horrible.
like beaks on his back and God knows where else.
It's the original Tutakan, isn't it?
It's like I'm not gonna be getting any sleep tonight.
Tom's saying I have this muted, so for all I know the bird's just going caw. Oh cool, if Tom's got this muted, we can just shit talk him the whole time, can't we? Fuck you, Tom.
Yeah, I especially dislike that thing that you do occasionally.
Oh fuck, you yeah. I have a feeling that might backfire.
It's fine, it's all in good fun. Oh, hello, person who's been barely relevant to the plot so far, even though she seems to be touted as some kind of main character.
For you.
Oh yeah, I remember her. She was in the first chapter.
She was in the opening cinematic and briefly looked at a spider disintegrate.
Yeah.
He's the one that took the life of my mother, my brother, sure.
Looks like she has a huge forehead. Oh wait, no, she don't. It's just the angle there with that.
It's the blank expression as well that gets me, just like, I can
Yeah.
feel emotions, but the PS2 technology isn't quite there yet to express it constantly. So therefore, I have to maintain this retching bitch face for as long as I may live. Forever and ever. Amen.
Yeah. Emotions.exe has stopped responding.
Emotions.exe hasn't been invented yet. That's why we have Titus the way that he is.
Oh,
Stiff-faced smiley bugger that he is. Come on. Dante, behave.
no, just keep falling off that same platform over and over. That's what he's trying to do, right?
No, because the problem is, when he jumps, he kind of snaps. So, it's really difficult to actually land, like, on a dime. So here we go, we now have the Wheel of Destiny! It's like the prototype of the Wheel of Fortune, except people die if they get the thing wrong. It's like instead of bankrupt, it's just death.
Yeah, wasn't that like the game show that got rejected because nobody would insure it?
No. Alright, so I'd say we're probably about 2/3 of the way through the game at this point.
Oh, sweet.
Not sure how ahead of schedule I actually am, to be honest with you. I feel like I hopefully might be recouping some lost time, so we might get Guilty Gear at the usual time if I continue on this kind of pace. I'd like to hope so. That'd be pretty damn hype if I could pull that off. Can't quite afford Inferno yet. That's going to be the next big thing I want to try and grab.
Nightmare of Darkness sounds so fucking, like, metal.
It's the edgiest thing ever.
It just sounds like what someone would call their Dark Knight on FF14.
Nightmare of Darkness 2017.
No, it makes me think of the sort of shit that I would have called one of my like DeviantArt uploads back in like fucking 2010 or something.
Or an edgy fanfiction.
Oh yeah, edgy fanfiction. I never wrote fanfiction. Look, I never sincerely wrote fanfiction. There's some obvious troll fics of mine floating around, but no, I was always like the closest I got to like fanfiction was that I would make like fake Pokemon card designs, and I would like put together set ideas and create like lore for the sets and that. But other than that, like, I was never that creative as a child.
Alright, so we don't actually need to be here anymore, so we're going to actually go back to kind of where we started out. We're going to head towards the cathedral where we fought Phantom for the first time, which is the magma spider.
Oh, right.
And these series of boss fights are pretty damn tricky. They ain't easy.
Oh my god, that staircase looks so claustrophobic. Just how narrow it is.
Actually, I kind of want to see if this works. Hold on. Can I just trigger them like this? No, apparently not. I was thought if I could just kind of float around where the pillars are, I could get the bonus orbs from those.
According to Zulk in the chat, this is when shit starts hitting the fan. Can you confirm?
Yeah. The Nightmare boss fights are pretty damn tricky. They're a bit samey, but the issue is that it keeps putting you in more closed-in spaces that it becomes very difficult just by virtue of that.
Ah.
It's a tricky one to get the hang of, but once you got it, you're usually okay, but it's still pretty challenging. Alright, anyway, I need the Ifrit gloves for this part, because the enemies that we're going to be fighting soon are actually immune to the Elastor.
Yep, fuck those statues, I guess.
Well,
they had red orbs in them, it's justified.
Exactly.
Oh, I like how this area is dark now.
Mm-hmm. You can tell shit's getting real. Get the blue orb fragment, because we might be able to get one more health bar, potentially, before we end things.
Synchronizer man in the chat. Guys, does any devil cry chat? Where are the tears?
Well, we just have the salty tears of poor men, well, poor people when we were looking at the freaking most expensive dishes.
That wasn't so much salty tears, that was more just like bewilderment.
I know, but rich people like to claim that you're just
shit.
salty because you can't afford it.
Oh shit, who we got here?
Well, somebody just got shit pushed in, is the answer to that question. But there is a quirk to these guys, they split. So if you don't kill them quick enough, they just keep multiplying infinitely. Which, in turn, actually makes them a good way to get orbs. So if you're looking for another good spot to grab some orbs, this is actually a good place to go.
Damas just posted another food-related link. 2 Chainz eats gold-coated $1 billion popcorn.
What the fucking dog?
What?
Well,
2 Chainz munchies on Burko's $1 billion popcorn, which is coated with 23-carat edible gold flake and the most expensive Danish salt in the world.
I can
don't
rate
feel like
billionaire's
watching-
popcorn for a fraction of the price, and literally all you have to do is get some chocolate, some caramel, and put in some shortbread. And there you go, billionaire's popcorn.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think we might actually have enough for the Inferno now, so let's grab that.
That is true. That other guy is Devil May Cry, not Devil Will Cry. Good little, cop out there.
Devil occasionally sobs.
You had to say that as I was taking a mouthful of drink, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Thanks.
Devil might blubber.
Devil periodically weeps, Silk in the chat says.
Devil may sob uncontrollably into his pillow. Alright, so now we got an arse of a boss fight to deal with here. Hopefully I'll be able to pull this out, though.
Mm.
Considering that you have to fight this dude a few times, I like to think I have a decent amount of practice. Technically speaking, but we shall see. We may have our first death here, potentially.
Okay, I'm watching.
But we shall see. So the idea behind this dude is that you have to keep the room lit up, otherwise he'll be a inassailable puddle. And if you get caught, you'll be transported to another dimension where you have to fight a previously encountered boss. And he's got giant mouth lasers.
Okay, so fuck this King Boom Boo guy.
Okay. It doesn't actually cost $1 billion, the popcorn.
Oh, thank
Fuck
God for that.
But it's still pricey.
How much are we talking, do you know?
Like, a kernel is like $5 per kernel. So like if you were to get like a 16-ounce bag, it'll cost $50.
That's still more than I would spend on popcorn, although come to think of it, that may just be cinema pricing.
Yeah, true that.
And if you were crazy enough, then you'd get like a 6.5 gallon tin of it of stuff. It would be $2,500.
No.
Yeah, that's a little too expensive for me, especially for popcorn.
I don't like popcorn in general, to be fair, but like, there's reasonable popcorn and then there's white popcorn in there.
Oh, it's about to go into pulp form. Need to be careful. I'm gonna try and see if I can use a holy water towards the end, just to make things a little less dicey for us.
Kyrex says, creature from the underworld colloquially known as devil, perhaps sometimes possibly could leak salty water from his eyes referred to as tears.
Alright, I think I may need to use my vital star here. Alright, come on. Expose your weak spots. This dude's a bugger.
He sure fucking looks it.
Alright, let's get away. No. Alright, well at least I get to show off what happens when you get absorbed. It is a good way to actually get health and Devil Trigger gauge, I suppose, but it's not something you want to really end up being. Because it just takes up loads and loads of time.
I suppose at least it's just the skull fight, because I remember you got through that pretty quickly last time.
Oh yeah, but there is a spider demon waiting for us as well, so...
Oh right, you have to fight all of them.
Well, it depends on which version of the nightmare you're facing. So in this case, it's the first boss that we encountered. The second encounter is the Griffin.
Right. Oh, you've beaten this guy before, so you should have him down now.
And we get a little bit of extra health on the side as well.
Which one is the health bar?
Our health bar is the one that's usually in green, but is currently in orange, just above where our devil trigger gauge is.
Okay. There's just so many bars at one point. I was just like,
Yeah, what gives?
Alright, we should be able to finish him off now.
Sweet.
Yeah, there we go. Oop, better get away, because he will actually harm you during the death animation.
Oh, fucking hell.
Because, you know, that is toxic slime, assumedly. There we go. That takes care of him. And even though we did have to use the Vital Star, at least we didn't die. I think we pretty much got everything we need, so we can pretty much use the remainder of our funds to... what's the word I'm looking for? Pick up consumables as opposed to extra abilities.
Oh, okay.
And don't do what I did and go into the wrong door.
Yeah, it usually helps to stay on track.
I wonder if there's more orbs up here. Let's have a look. No. And just fuck all this in particular.
Yeah.
This is what I think of your jumping puzzle.
Don't get too cocky, because you know that will be the part where you accidentally land early or some shit.
Although it's not too bad. If you do fall, you just have to fight the skulls, and then you automatically teleport on the other side, depending on where you came from.
Alright, and do you get shit from the skulls, like red orbs or something?
You do get a small amount of red orbs and a little bit of health.
So depending on how you're feeling, it may be worth it sometimes.
Yeah, but this is pretty much the end of the chapter already, so you get generated to full health anyway, so not much point.
Yeah, I'll get you.
So your rank, well, it's not a D, so that was already better than what I was expecting.
Flame Hard in the chat says, Mario Sunshine, that shit. I would love to see Dante with Flood.
That would be that would actually be a good crossover. I would very much approve of that.
Alternatively, imagine Mario with Flood and the Rebellion.
I think that's too much. I think that's too much power for one plumber.
Yeah. Though, imagine Mario with that intro scene, you know, with the sword.
Yeah.
Two plumbers regenerate the same way Dante does.
Okay, I may be able to get another blue orb boost eventually. I think I'm okay on Holy Water. We can't buy another Untouchable, so no point in that. I've got a whole bunch of Devil Stars already, so I don't need any more of those. So yeah, I think if I can get either a blue orb boost or, better yet, a purple orb boost, we should be in pretty good standing.
What would that crossover be called? Here, chat, let's see what suggestions you can come up with.
Devil May Plum. Simple and to the point.
Local devil floods town with Chihuahua.
I guess Devil May Flood would also work.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember this bit. I need Ifrit. And then I can go into Devil Trigger and beat the shit out of some things.
Cool.
Basically they're Frost version of like those lizard dudes that we've been fighting periodically. They hit really, really hard, and they have some pretty tricky attacks, so you want to try and take them out quickly. They do look kind of badass though, I won't lie. That's a good shot right there.
No, I don't think we do have Marvel vs. Capcom in the marathon. Heartless.
No, we do not.
Though we've already got a couple of fighters, so it's all covered in that respect, don't we?
Yep, true that. We've actually had quite a few fighters in this marathon, if you also include the unplanned JoJo stream.
Yeah, we had that JoJo stream. We've got the planned JoJo stream that's happening when Tanner comes on to play All-Star Battle. We've had Tekken 3, we've had your Battle to Shinden game.
Yep, and we have also have Soul Blade coming up, or Soul Edge, depending on your in which region you are from.
Oh yeah.
And after Devil May Cry, we also have Guilty Gear. Alright. I don't actually need to beat any of these guys, so I'm probably just going to run forward. Maybe just bump a few just to keep them out my hair. Oh, is this where I have to fight the fossilized dragon? Oh, it is! Okay. I know what I need to do for this.
I'm seeing some Super Dante May sunshine.
Here, you gotta play a bit of baseball with this here dragon. Nice and easy. Once you actually know to deflect the bullets back at him and not just try and charge in at him. Like I did the first time. Alright. Quick turn it around. There you go. And that lights up the path to the Quicksilver, which we need to open the next door we need to go through.
I'll say, like, I've bitched about this game's visuals a fair bit. Like, the use of lighting is actually pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially for its time, it was a pretty nice looking game.
And there's things like that that do work well when you upscale stuff to HD, because, like, these lights do look really nice.
They hold up. Alright, I think I need to start on this side. Jump up to there. And you gotta use the thunderstorm to figure out where the next platform is.
Yeah. Tom's saying $140 to go until the next bonus game. However, Tom can't count, so $120 to go until the next bonus game.
Excellent. Bloody hell.
So yeah, guys, if you want to get some more donations in, and we're not that far away from
Actually, you know
the
what? How much double trigger gauge do I
500?
have? Hold on, I might be able to do it this way. There we go. Just ignore the jumping puzzles entirely. If they annoy you that much, which they do, on regular occasion. This is why Air Raid is probably the best bang for your buck ability in the game.
You are using it for some pretty cool stuff, to be fair.
It's just good on both an actual fighting standpoint and also just for domestic use as well.
Okay, I've got to say, going back on myself from when I was talking about the camera earlier, that section where you were up close running towards the camera, that looked really cool.
Oh yeah, that is pretty damn cinematic. I did enjoy that the first time around.
Like, granted, it would have been better if you didn't nudge against the little platform, but
We can overlook that part.
no, we can't. Redo.
Yeah, we have to do the whole thing over. Oh yes, this is where we have to fight Nilo Angelos one more time.
Oh my god, Synchronizer, man. Devil May Cry engine, but with Unreal Engine.
It's a shame you sir ruined this.
Holy fuck, that setting is gothic aesthetic AF.
It does look really awesome. You know, I always wanted to try and make a Sims house like this, but I can never quite get the hang of the decor. I'll give it another go sometime. Maybe when I do the next Sims free spot on PC, I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, go for it.
You know,
Oh my!
if
So,
they ever-
Anybody
sorry.
who's played either DMC or Devil May Cry 3 may kind of recognize that face. That is, in fact, Virgil.
It's kind of obviously him, isn't it?
Alright, let's get a little bit ahead with the damage with the spot of holy water.
You know, speaking of Sims, if they ever bring out a Sims 5, I'm not sure if I'll buy it. I might just wait and see, because they seem to take out less stuff with each.
Yeah, that's always a problem I've had with The Sims in general, though I have to say, The Sims 4, even with what it kind of took out, it still ended up being a pretty solid game.
Yeah. It's just a shame that it took them nearly 2 years to put toddlers in the game.
True that. Alright, I'm going to switch to different here because I believe it's a little bit better for this particular fight.
Yeah, because Spyro's doing this cool shit with the swords.
Yep, and finish it off with the Hellfire? No, not quite.
That is a big gun he's holding.
That's the sword, isn't it?
No, like, I'm pretty sure I saw Dante, like, holding a
Dante
big gun.
Oh, that's the first death.
Oh, rip.
Damn.
If there's one thing that I have to say in regards to Virgil, like, don't waste your time with the Virgil's Downfall expansion for DMC, like the reboot. That is like the most fucking boring DLC or any kind of gameplay I've probably ever played. It's just so fucking naff. Even when you got all the powers and you're just trying to whip through, it's just such a boring setting. The like Virgil is just not fun to play in that. Yeah, that DLC was just, was essentially Bleach called into Heartless.
Is it possible to be something to be even more lame than Bleach?
Oh, you talking about?
Oh,
Bleach,
again? Really?
Right.
Oh. Alright, I'm gonna give this one more try and use another holy water, but if that's gonna continue, I may have to restart the level. Just so that I can maintain my consumables.
Fair play.
Yeah, this is one of the next tricky fights. This dude in general is quite the pain in the ass this time around.
No, I bet, yeah.
Alright, one more go.
I'll just be a couple of minutes, okay, folk.
Okay. There we go, got him. Couple more attempts I'd like, but at least I managed to get him before he even went into the swords phase, so I'm pretty happy with that. Bye, Virgil! Soon your backstory will be much more fleshed upon. Although it will take another 2 Devil May Cries in order to do that. Seeing as 2 I don't think actually did anything of the sort. Yeah, well, I suppose if there was going to be a place I'd die first, that would be where I would have preferred to, since that's actually a somewhat challenging fight.
Virgil, Dante, happy birthday.
Chocolate. Oh yeah, the next big twist, Trish is actually working for Mundus. Big surprise! No wonder she hasn't been around.
Yes, master.
Alright, well, we need to see if we can stock up on our holy water a little bit just to help us through some of these other boss fights. But we are getting pretty close to the end now, so see what we can do here. Let's get another blue orb first, and then we can buy up another holy water later. So now we got to throw the Philosopher's Egg into the fire and then transform it into the Spirit Stone. Now we get some special bullshit. We have made the perfect amulet, and as a result we now get our sword upgraded. And that is our base sword upgraded to the Spada, which is a bit like the Soul Edge.
And that's a fucking huge sword.
It is a pretty fancy sword, although its true powers haven't been unlocked yet. We don't even have a devil trigger unlocked for it yet, so we won't really get to use it until like the final phases of the game. But we have it, so that's a thing.
We have a big sword to look forward to at the very least.
Yeah, that we do, that we do. Alright, so first things first, we want to equip the Alistor. Just for the time being. And now we need to do a little bit of backtracking, I believe. We'll have a, I think we'll be able to get another untouchable pretty soon as well, so that'll be handy for the next couple. I think like the final nightmare encounter in particular is one place where I like to try and use an untouchable just going through the game casually.
Alright.
The final boss can be pretty handy too, just for the unlimited devil trigger. First, we gotta take care of these things here. Now they're underwater, which makes them infinitely more annoying.
Wonderful. Prototype Gear says Ruby, eat your heart out in relation to that giant fucking weapon.
There we go. That wasn't so bad. There we go. More water sections. Gotta make our way all the way up here.
Yeah, chat. I should probably get around to watching more Ruby. I remember watching, I think, the first couple of series of it back when they were coming out, and that I just sort of dropped off for some reason. I do remember the weaponry being pretty cool that they were using in that.
Yeah, it wasn't half bad.
RC4000 says, why put underwater sections in a hack and slash? Because why not?
I suppose they just wanted something just to break up the gameplay just a little bit while still maintaining some aura of familiarity. But yeah, I generally agree. It just seems a little too out of place.
Yeah, it's like, with these kind of games, you want it to be like, you know, that high speed action. So when you get a bit of a slow down section, it's like, eh.
Alright, that should be the Philosopher's Egg. Not the stone, the egg. Don't ask why.
Don't
I
make
don't know.
confusion.
And now we get to do our second fight with the Nightmare.
As Tom's just tweeted out, remember folks that we do have a raffle going for a US PSN Sonic Mania code, like for the PlayStation 4. To enter for a chance to win it, you need to donate $5. You can also make multiple entries, so if, like for example, if you want 2 entries, you could donate $10. And yeah, so if you're interested in a chance to win a copy of Sonic Mania, then you can enter just by donating using the button just below the stream. I saw that thing just Fraser solid.
Yeah, very annoying attack, although its way is the most wide open, so if you can actually catch him off guard with that one, you can get a lot of damage off.
We have a Richie back in the chat.
Hey!
It's a PS4 code because it was a PS4 code that Tom's friend managed to hook us up with.
No. You're dead.
This thing looks like just a fucking giant mess of a boss. Like, not in terms of like the actual gameplay, like just the design of it. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, it is just a complete mess, but It is really, really tough. You shouldn't underestimate it by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, I had no intentions of underestimating him.
Alright. Let's use a flightless star.
Richie bringing all the quotes to the table here in the chat.
Ah, there we go. Jump up on his back. At least try, fail.
Yeah.
It's like I said about the jumping. The fact that it just snaps in like that is super annoying. Whoa! What the hell happened with the light?
Holy fuck.
Yeah, that shouldn't be.
Oh my god. That is aliasing what is.
There we go, that's a good batch of meaty hits we got on him. Alright, if we can use the holy water on him at any point. Yeah, there we go. See if we can get him with this.
In theory, that should finish him off, right?
Yes, I believe so. There we
Nice. Yeah, guys, if someone could clip what just happened with the visual say, just because some people are saying they missed it.
are. You want it for personal reasons. Alright, so we're going to need to get a new Vital Star and some new Holy Water. That shouldn't be too difficult. Oh, and a new Untouchable. That too we will need. I'll make a separate save here just in case we did use a little bit too much in terms of consumables, but we shouldn't. In theory you don't even need them, but they're just they're a nice crutch to have.
The game of juggling saves is a game in itself.
That it is. Alrighty. Enter the corrupted world. There we go. This is where we start getting towards the end game here.
Alright. Oh yeah, you are getting right near the end, aren't you?
Let's see here. We should be getting another Untouchable, so I'd rather prioritize the Devil Star and Holy Water just for now. Alright, there we go.
Awesome. Into the corrupted world. Like, these are all like fucking metal names.
Now we gotta backtrack a bit, and by a bit I mean quite a lot.
I'm just looking through the chapter names here, like, even from the very start, Curse of the Bloody Puppets, like, Destroyer of Ardor, Guiding of the Soul, like,
Guiding of the Soul, that sounds like something that should be in a Stratovarius album.
Oh,
Guiding of the Soul, something, unicorns fly across the sky.
We've also got, like, Dance of Darkness, holy fuck.
That's an Iron
What?
Maiden song, or possibly Black Sabbath.
Yeah, I think that's...
Actually,
probably
go through
more
each
towards
chapter
Maiden.
name, and I'll see which band is most likely to
Okay.
have a song titled after it.
Okay, Curse of the Bloody Puppets.
Well, that's a Metallica soundtrack.
Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, along the lines of, like, Master of Puppets, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Judge of Death.
Death.
That could be
Meshuggah.
Slayer. Oh, I got Slayer from that.
Slayer or Meshuggah, then.
Yeah, Destroyer of Ardor.
Destroyer of Ardoth. That sounds like something from Rhapsody of Fire or something equally,
Maybe.
you know, grand
Yeah.
and epic.
Black Knight, as in, like, KN Knight.
Black Knight. Well, that could be a lot. So I'd say you could pretty much go with anybody who's at least dabbled in a bit of metal.
Yeah, because, like, that it just makes me think of, you know, the Deep Purple song that's Black Knight with an N. And, like, Axel Repel did a live cover of that as well, which is pretty heavy. And
Yeah.
after that, we've got Guiding of the Soul. We talked about that one.
Guiding of the Soul is such a Stratovarius.
And Then we've got Evil of the Waterways.
Evil of the Waterways. I'd want to say Rhapsody of Fire again for that one.
Okay, Holding the Key of Ardor.
Again, you could probably go Rhapsody on that one. Because that sounds like part of like that, like, storytelling songs, you know. It's like part of like, it's like a multi-part epic kind of deal.
Like, I'm not familiar with them as a band, but I kind of get the gist of the sort of stuff they've done. What else is there? Return of the Legendary Dark Knight.
Oh, that is definitely Rhapsody. I'm sorry.
That's definitely.
I think they might
like
literally have a song
album,
titled that as well.
Yeah. It's definitely like a concept album kind of deal, isn't it? And under that, there's the New Strength. Not sure. That one's a bit more generic, isn't it? The New Strength.
Yeah.
Canyon of Mist. That could be like Axel Really Pale, possibly.
Canyon of Mist sounds like something that would come from Blind Guardian.
Greenhouse Guardian.
Greenhouse Guardian. I don't know. I think that was a little bit too unusual for a song.
Yeah.
Greenhouse Guardian. Like, maybe if the Garden Force made like a metal album, then.
Yeah. But yeah, next one's Ghost Ship.
Ghost Ship.
So that could be a lot of bands, couldn't it?
No, you could go for something like Mastodon, maybe. It kind of
maybe.
depends on if you'd like rather have it sort of like a melodic metal thing, or if you wanted like complete death metal. Come aboard the Ghost Ship.
Yeah.
You know, that
or
kind
you
of
go out full on like pirate metal or some shit.
Oh yeah, Ailstorm. That would be a good one for that one.
That could be an Ailstorm album, yeah. What else? There, Abyss.
That sounds like something that would be like Mastodon or Meshuggah.
We've already had Dance of Darkness, so Wheel of Destiny.
Wheel of Destiny. That sounds like something that would be in Stratovarius as well.
I'm thinking that's probably a bit more like hair, hair metal.
Hair metal, yes.
Yeah.
You mean like some of the old 70s bands like your Bon Jovi
Yeah.
and things like that, Europe, etc. Yeah,
Yeah,
fair
it's
enough.
just got that sort of vibe to it. Nightmare of Darkness, that was obviously the HE one we talked about earlier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Parted Memento.
Pardon Memento. That's a difficult one. I'd say Blind Guardian again for that one.
Alright. Philosopher's Stone. That sounds like a concept album kind of deal.
Yeah.
Not sure who would go with that.
Alright. So we need to unlock the gate to the Underworld. Where the hell do I go for this again?
Oh, Tom's offering a new tease in here that if we get to 400, then he'll reveal what the next incentive game will be, the one that you'll unlock at 500.
Hey.
So guys, that's $21 now. I think we might be able to make that if some people want to make a donation.
Just trying to remember where the hell I have to go from here.
Probably not walking into the bed over and over.
Yeah, that would probably help.
Yeah, that other guy, it's a tease.
Oh, wait a minute. Do I have to, Oh, wait, no. That door no longer exists.
The door has warped out of existence.
Pretty much, yeah.
uh,
If you could look up where I need to go exactly, because I just cannot remember.
okay, so what mission are you on now?
Let me see here.
19, aren't you?
Yeah, mission 19, Enter Corrupted World.
Oh, it says enter the Underworld here, but let's see. What was the last notable thing you did?
I defeated the nobodies and picked up the stone.
Okay. Right. Let me just read through this and I'll see. Right, backtrack to the broken bridge and into the right painting. You've done that, right?
Yep.
In the bedroom, investigate the mirror and head inside to a warped version of the bedroom. Have you
Oh,
done
wait, I remember where I need to go now.
that? Okay.
I got it. I was just like, wait a minute, this seems familiar now. And I was like, oh yes, now I remember.
Yeah.
You have to literally go through the little portal back in the regular world.
Alright. Anything that means you don't have to rely on my often inaccurate guide reading skills is gotta be a good thing.
It's fine. It's just like one of those things where you keep thinking, what the hell am I supposed to do? And then like literally at the last second you kind of remember it.
Yeah.
Alright, looks like we're gonna kill some skelly bobs. Chuck some grenades at them. There we are. Yeah, especially when you get into the whole diving into paintings part of this game, it can be a little bit confusing as to where exactly you have to go. And of course it sends me all the way back here. Wonderful. But do I have full devil trigger now? I do. Okay.
Nat, you still about?
Yeah.
I just didn't notice you for a while. I was like, have I lost you?
No.
There we go.
Cool.
We'll just fly over there just to save us some grief.
Yeah.
And there we go. When the puddle from before is now reacting to the elixir, so now we have our passport to the Underworld.
Nice.
Okay, what the hell happened to the like? What the hell happened to the floor there? Like,
We're in the Underworld, so everything's all wibbly wobbly.
it just seemed like the part of the floor just like. I think.
Well, it's the part of the game where it gets a little bit mindfucky, so, you know, just expect anything and everything to happen.
Yeah.
So when was I meant to be starting Guilty Gear? Was it like 11 o'clock?
11, I think, yeah.
Yeah, we might actually be able to get it back to the original time. So, yeah, I'll be
Oh,
actually
nice.
an hour underestimate in that case. But it depends on how these next couple of missions go.
Oh, apparently Tom's tease of the clue at 2400 only works for the rest of Devil May Cry. So if it goes over, then you'll have to go back to having to get to 2500.
Well, there you go. If you want to know sooner rather than later, then get those donations in.
And Richie, I see what you're doing there. Let's stop it. Holy fuck, this place looks cool. Is that biological mess on the walls?
Yep.
Holy fuck.
We're inside the beating heart of the Underworld.
That sounds like the sort of thing that should be symbolic and not literal.
Yeah. But you know how it goes with these sorts of things. They like to be literal.
Oh, yes. 'Cause sometimes subtlety just goes completely out the window.
Just as let's just see how much gross shit we can throw in here, because, you know, it's the Underworld.
Yeah. Oh, I remember one thing that really freaked me out as a kid in these, like, just general stock assets for RPG Maker XP. There's one that is just like inside the body, and it's like all different veiny assets and stuff, and it's like, what the fuck, guys?
So yeah, you may recognize this boss from the last 2 times that we fought it.
Oh yeah, they've remade the arena to look the same as well, haven't they?
Yeah, this is a lot more claustrophobic than previous encounters, though.
Oh, true. Though I don't think you've got that. Oh, this wasn't the one with the light gimmick, was it? This was something else.
No, we do have a light gimmick, but there's only 2 dials this time.
Oh, bloody
And
hell.
you pretty much get absorbed straight away as well. If you're fantastic at the game, like I'm very much not, you might be able to dodge out the way in time, but I do think this way you can actually get a decent amount of damage from the get-go, just by doing the thing. This time your boss is the Nello Angelos, so gotta be particularly careful with him.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just gonna hop out for a bit and just have a
Okay, that's fair.
because I'm kind of starting to drift off a little bit.
That's fine.
Fair one, okay, now. I'll talk to you later on, okay?
I'll try and see if I can get back for Guilty Gear, but I'll see how it goes.
Fair one. I'll talk to you later, okay, now.
Later.
see this guy's sort of throwing you back and forth a bit.
There we go, we got him. Give me some
Nice.
health, please. Thank you very much. Takes a while to die as well, and then the portal eventually opens up. And each time you do this, you take about a quarter of its health off.
Alright.
So you actually get a decent amount of damage in this way, of course. You don't want to make too much of a habit of it.
Well, yeah, because you're still vulnerable to the mini-bosses inside there, aren't you?
Yep.
I suppose it is just a way to actually make it not waste your time. You really don't get that much space to actually go and like the dials, do you?
No, not in this level especially.
Not with all that shit he's throwing at you the whole time. I suppose you're halfway there, which, you know. That other guy's asking how many missions do we have left?
3, I believe.
So this is mission 20.
Yep.
Cool.
Oh no, not this bloody bit again. You know what, I'm just gonna holy water this part. Because fuck dealing with that spinning arm nonsense.
Yeah.
And this is the part where Trish betrays you. Because, you know, predictable. You know, it's not like we had an entire cutscene premeditating this would happen.
Oh yeah.
What I want to try and do is save one holy water for later, though. Not so much for the next proper boss fight, but there's a room in particular that's just way too troublesome.
What's sweet?
Yeah, fair play.
You know better than to trust a stranger. Your presence
Yeah, that's
is
right,
an
Dante.
entrance to
Didn't
my
your
most
mother ever tell you not to talk to strangers?
Yeah, Tom, you better get a drink. Because you're up next.
Oh! I just died, didn't I? No, I didn't. I'm still alive.
He survived.
All
Holy
right.
fuck, you've got the slightest little sliver of health there.
Alright, I'm gonna have to break this out. There's like no other alternative.
Yeah, go for it. The other guy says, remember kids, if she's dressed like a dominatrix, she's probably evil.
There we go. Not the way I would have liked to have ended that fight, but at least I didn't have to use the holy water or anything like that. So,
A win's a win.
at least I actually survived on that bare sliver of health. I thought I was legitimately dead.
Yeah.
And thankfully, that's the last time we actually have to beat that clown, so we'll never see him again.
That's good, yeah.
Because at that point, you're kind of getting bored of him. Yeah, it's a pile of goop that does bullshit. We get the idea. And for some reason, we save Trish because she looks like our mother. That is the legitimate reason that is given.
Oh my god.
You look like my mummy, therefore, I don't care if you betrayed me. Okay, maybe not quite that camp, but you get what I mean.
Yeah. Well, this is awkward.
Why did you save me? Because I am
Dante.
peculiar.
Because
I'm a guy that loves adventure. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog.
oh my god.
That would be amazing if that was the actual line, but it isn't. But
Yeah.
the best
That-
line in the entire game is coming up pretty soon.
Alright.
We gotta continue going through this mess of concrete and living tissue, but as soon as we're past that, we get the line, and then everything is better.
You may look like my mother, but you're nowhere close to her. You have no soul.
You have no
You'll
soul.
never have her fire.
You have no emotion in your face. So yeah, that is Trish's plan thwarted. And now I will pull out all of your pubic hair, you motherfucker.
Fuck.
Well, I did say you know the rules. Somehow, even after all that cocking up, I still somehow managed to get a C rank. That is impressive. Alright, so we need to replace our Untouchable, and we need to replace our Vital Star. So let's get the Vital Star. Yeah, those get more expensive gradually as well, so if you use too many of them, that's when things start to get a bit hairy for you. Alright. 21, the Living Cave. We are pretty damn close to the end of the game at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to deal with this nonsense first.
Yeah.
Ah, holy water for our troubles. Wonderful.
Oh, right, so you got a backup one there.
Mm-hmm. So we need to get through that gate over there, and that will unlock the way to Mundus.
Oh.
So the first way to do that is to take care of this thing. Punch the artery back into working order.
Yeah.
There we go, we just need to make our way back to the previous room, so now that that door's unlocked, we can go through there and find our way to the next artery. I love how you literally just have like to punch the doors to open them up.
Heartless 09 says this seems more like the belly of a demon rather than a demonic underworld. That's kind of what they're going for, at least from what I can tell.
Yeah, then there's those who could make the obvious joke. This reminds me of my ex-girlfriend.
Oh my god, Hulk.
Oh wow, that's a lot of damage. Alright, let's turn on the devil trigger. Jump out the way of that.
Always a good idea. Mistakes have been made.
And there we go, we can now advance further in. There's 3 nobodies in total, so you fight them one at a time.
Alright.
Here's the second one, right here. Ah! It's got my face! My beautiful face!
Faces grow back, right?
No, they don't.
Fuck.
Not enough for a devil trigger yet. Just need to keep dive kicking, and that tends to be what works for me. Until I get enough devil trigger to
What is the fucking use of having an eyeball on the like just above your hip?
I honestly do not know. Maybe it's a fashion accessory for these people or something.
It just seems really impractical to me.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, it's those ribbon thingies that are doing all the damage. Alright, this is where I need to use the holy water. Because these things won't kill you, but they'll pretty much take off all your health. Alright, where is this thing? I need to be ready to press pause immediately as as he comes into view. There he is. Holy water. That did nothing. And I'm now dead. Well, that's no good. Well, luckily we saved, so we can give it another attempt, and then... Because obviously we want to maintain our philosophy of keeping our consumables wherever we can.
These noodles are kicking your butt. I couldn't heartless in the chat.
Let's try a slightly different method this time. Let's go via last door. And then... Okay, that seems to be working pretty well for actually getting through the thing.
I'm just slashing the fuckers.
Yeah. Because with the Ifrit you can't really slash them, so it makes more sense because that way you can slash and keep moving forward so that they don't just grow back and continue enveloping you.
Yeah.
So I think I have a method here I could use. So if I see those things again, I can just use the stinger. Yeah, these things are pretty sturdy. I mean, they can withstand a fucking grenade to the face. I mean, you gotta give them props where it's due. Like, literally, you can take a grenade directly to the face and just not flinch. That's incredible.
Yeah. Tom's just posted some more Sonic Forces footage. Let's have a little glance at this.
Alrighty.
Okay. Alright, so that desert level from earlier, like the tag team one.
Yeah.
I hope you can turn these voices off. Still not sure entirely what to make of the tag team setup. Like, it seems a little bit like overly simplistic with like in terms of level design. Like, they're basically just holding forward, other than the occasional part where you've got the like fist bump thing.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully it doesn't end up that way. It's just like literally the earlier levels or something.
Although Sonic and the Avatar running up the side of the pyramid is a pretty cool set piece.
Alright, this is where I want to use some holy water, so let's do that.
And holy shit, this literally is just the part from Eggman Land, like the diving down section.
It is a little bit, yeah. Alright, that's the hard part taken care of.
Okay, I suppose the section like with the cogs inside is a little bit more interesting. I hope it doesn't become one of these, okay, now there's a room of enemies, so you need to switch to the Avatar and just like become a like Sonic Heroes kind of jolting around thing.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see. I mean, we still don't really know a huge deal about it. I mean, we're still getting tidbits, so we're getting a better idea, but we don't have the whole picture yet.
Modern looks fun. Modern Sonic looks fun like he always has been. I'm just really not sold on any other stuff. Like this right now, there's this trend that I see in games quite a lot, like it's happening in Boom, it happens in Heroes and shit like that, where you have a fast section and then you come to like a circular arena area and like all the action just stops and you gotta fight some enemies. And like, admittedly, the Avatar has that flamethrower thing which just wipes them out, but it's still a like stop and start kind of deal.
Yeah, I get you. Alright, so now we need to make our way up to the big door that we've just unlocked. And that will be this mission done, and then we get to have our fight with Mundus. And thus the final boss of the game.
Oh, nice.
Although he comes in 3 phases, so it's a little bit on the lengthier side, but not too
Well, he's the final boss.
Yeah.
That's only right.
I mean, you get the first 2 phases relatively close together, and then in the last mission, where you're having to escape, you get the 3rd phase, which is just piss easy. You barely even need to put any effort in. You just take out the grenade launcher, and you just stand there and fire at him. You can get away with doing that much. But we got a little bit of cash to hand, so I'm sure we could buy up a couple of things. Obviously, we'll want to buy a new Vitality Star. And, well, we don't have enough for the Holy Water, but I would like another Devil Star. Because we'll be using all of these during this next encounter. Every single one.
Everything you could possibly need.
And for this fight, I'm definitely going to be using the Nightmare Beta here, because it is very handy for the 2nd phase.
Yeah, that's the point, guys. Given we're getting toward the end of Devil May Cry, if you want that sneak tease as to what the next incentive game will be, we have just about $21 that we need to raise before the end of Devil May Cry.
Man, Dante's model pops in really, really badly here. You can kind of see the weird outline. Just ever so slightly. Alright, while this cutscene's going on, I'm going to grab myself another canned drink.
You do that. What drink you got?
San Pellegrino.
I don't know what that is.
It's really, really fancy lemonade, and it's delicious.
I'm here with my little collecting pool of drinks. I have alternating between my water and my Tesco's own brand cola.
Oh my god.
Hey, what can I say? I'm stingy.
That's tough talk coming from a statue.
Statues can be intimidating.
And oh noes, Trish is bedeaded.
Trish! No!
Useless scum.
Rip.
Taking an odd behavior like that.
Well, at least she paid us back for saving her own skin.
Yeah, true. I can take it. I can dig it.
How much longer are you going to keep zapping? Come out and show yourself, Mundus!
I'm sorry, Dante, but in Devil May Cry 1, your badass voice just does not sound very good at all. Cool and confident is fine, just don't try badass. It feels way too forced. That's the good shit right there.
Come on, guys, has anyone got $21 that they can throw in just so we can get to 2400 before the end of the run?
And there he is! The legendary Mundus himself, and now we're in space.
It's fair to say he looks quite a bit different in the reboot.
Those eyes. Deep in them, I see the same light as in Sparta's eyes.
Why the fuck does this game go to space?
I do not know.
Why the fuck does every game go to space?
I want 15 mummies. Okay, you can have 15 mothers. Here you go. Now will you leave me alone and let me conquer the human race? Yeah, sure, why not?
That face when no mummy GF. Live and learn.
Now we have the full power of the Sparta sword, so now we can actually activate its devil trigger.
Awesome.
And here we go, first phase time.
Kunarichi or Hideki Kamiya titles need a final boss in space.
So we get a little on-the-rails shooter kind of dealio to begin with.
What the actual fuck? This is so fucking stupid, I love it.
It is a wee bit out of place though, isn't it?
Just a tad. Fuck, up to this point we've had like pretty standard gothic hack and slash, and then suddenly like final boss is Devil Doom.
Alright. So I want to generate enough devil trigger gauge to activate the first devil trigger. And then from there on I'm going to be using the devil stars.
No, this is more Devil Doom than Solaris Big Battle. Although Solaris, like, you kind of get the lasers, so I guess maybe.
Alright, so now we want to start spamming these.
Suddenly dragon.
Okay, now he's going to knock us back. And we have to get one more of those on him at close range, and we should be done for the first phase.
Awesome.
Then the second phase comes into action, which is less of this and more what we were used to earlier.
Alright.
Don't worry, the rest of the game isn't just this.
I was gonna say.
Oh, bloody hell. Got a rock
Should
chucked
get-
at me.
Okay, now this is fucking Solaris. Just said what I'm made of and it's perfect.
Trying to reach inside of me. Alright, can we get him from here?
But can you do that?
Ah! There we go, that's phase 1 done.
Alright, I was going to say, can you not do that trick to get the instant team blast?
No, we need the wisps as well if we want to go down that route.
Oh my god, unlimited colours against this guy.
It would be pretty epic. So we've gone from space to a volcano, apparently.
They have volcanoes in space, right?
Maybe, I don't quite know, in all honesty. And yeah, if you're noticing like some weird shit down the bottom there is actually the game, from what I can identify.
Oh yeah, that's the PS3 port being the PS3 port.
Alright, just making sure I got the Nightmare Beta equipped as well. Yep, I do.
Okay, we have a donation of $21
Hey!
from a Gold Storm 07. If nobody else will do it, I will. Let's get hyped for DMC3. I think.
Yep.
Yep. Thank you very much for the donation, Gold Storm.
There we go. So the 2500 is going to be, in fact, Devil May Cry 3.
That is,
And
yep.
I'm trying to decide at the moment if I want to do that as an incentive as a blind run, or if I want to do it as like a run where I actually know what I'm doing. I haven't quite decided yet.
Yeah, well, your estimate is down for 10 hours blind, I'll take it, so, yeah. Let's just put the tweet out.
Alright, now would be a good time to use the Vital Star, so let's do that.
So, Goldstorm, do you want to claim 4 raffle entries while you're at it, mate? Just post in the chat. So guys, once we get to 2500, then that will confirm a Devil May Cry 3 playthrough in the incentive blog. Let me just get the sheet updated. It's not unlocked yet, but now we know what it is. It's kind of pointless having the little teaser there.
There we go. Alright, one more Devil Star should do the trick. I may not even need the Untouchable here.
Oh, you might have it down, eh?
Yep. There we go, he is down!
Well done, Volk.
That is the second phase done, so now what we got is the third phase, which really is kind of nothing.
Actually, that's the thing, Volk, that Goldstorm is asking about. Is there going to be an option for Virgil mode?
I haven't quite decided, because the idea of having an incentive inside an incentive... I don't know. Depending if you want me to try and go for it blind or not, I may just do a thing where I can kind of go vote for Dante or Virgil, I suppose, but... we'll see. I'll figure it out. When we get the incentive unlock, I can figure out the specifics properly.
Alright, fair one. If you remember that once we decide if
anyway.
Goldstorm, but I'll, like, the incentive you... Alright.
The best line in the game is coming up.
Yeah, okay.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light.
It's so bad! Light! It's literally like that. You get to hear the voice crack and everything. It's phenomenal. Best line in video games.
Okay. What I was going to say is, Goldstorm, you can have raffle entries on top of incentives, so I've put you down more for the raffle. You've got quite a few entries now. Goldstorm's now saying, for now, put it towards runner's choice. So, Volk, what's your choice for $21 incentive.
Put it towards Bloody Stream again.
Bloody stream. Okay.
But yeah, sorry for interrupting there, because it was literally
That's all right.
just coming up, and I just wanted to make sure everybody got to hear it.
I know you were looking forward to that.
I wonder if the chat's reacting in the way that I'm thinking as well. Are they joining in, or are they just going, what the fuck?
There are lots of light. Oh, we've got a clip of it.
Hey, nice.
So-
There we go. Save, and then we'll do the last mission.
Go for it.
Dun, 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 dun. And then I get to spend all my time beating my head against a brick wall, aka trying to play Guilty Gear's arcade mode. Whereas the other ones were kind of more casual, Guilty Gear's arcade mode is legitimately tough.
Oh, right.
So it should make for an interesting playthrough.
We do have a final mission yet, don't we?
We do indeed, yes. So let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
Let's see how this goes down then.
So we got to escape Mallet Island before it explodes. Yes, the island is called Mallet Island for some reason.
Okay, so I take it this is like an escape sequence kind of mission.
Yup.
Nice.
There's only a couple of fights you actually have to do, so just keep an eye out for those and you'll be fine. Just skip everything else.
Just get out of there as quickly as you can then.
Just run like bloody fuck.
Oh yeah.
Although 5 minutes does give you quite a bit of time. It doesn't seem like much in the grand scheme of things, but you have to remember that we've kind of backtracked a bit to get to like near where the beginning of the game was, so
5 minutes should be plenty. Nemesis is saying, fun fact, this is the only DMC game that has more than 20 missions.
huh. I did not notice.
I suppose a handful of the earlier ones were pretty short, weren't they? So probably that.
Alright, I'm gonna use my rest of my Devil Stars here, I think, so that I can just spam the Nightmare Beta.
Might as well, it's the end game, right? Volk's getting away. Does anyone else want to get some last minute donations in? Remember, there's the Mania raffle going on. Just if you donate $5, you can have your entry in there. That's for a American PS4 copy of Sonic Mania, by the way.
Alright, through the beam of red light. That'll get us back to where we first dove into the Underworld, and then we can take the lift to go even higher.
So I'll take it like that other guy's asking, if you run out of time here, you die, right?
Yeah, you fail.
Ah, okay. So is that like a start again from the 5 minutes sort of deal?
Yes, I believe so, although I think this counts as a checkpoint where we just got to now.
Oh, that's alright.
Oh, this one we can't skip, so hold on.
Yeah.
Use another Devil Star here so we can charge up our Nightmare Beta some more. God, I love this gun so much. It's just so satisfying just seeing all those beams bouncing around. Yeah. You can see why it's my favourite weapon in the game.
Why the fuck it exists in this, like, gothic, old castle environment, I don't know, but hey.
Well, it's meant to be kind of like a more portable version of the boss we were fighting.
Oh yeah, true.
Because it looks like it, in some weird way, if you ignore, like... Basically, if you took away all the goop, then it would basically be the Nightmare in, like, a gun form.
Good point, Zog, because why the fuck not?
Oh no, we fell. This was completely unexpected. Have the rest of me lemonade?
Bye-bye, lemonade.
Oh no, our only way out.
Oh fuck, I have to get creative now.
Hope that sword can double as a spade, Dante, otherwise you're gonna be in trouble.
Can't do that, it will make it go blunt.
No, you thought Mundus was done. No, he's back for more.
Of course he is, at the most inconvenient time possible.
The cage has been opened. Dante, you are not getting away. This is where you will die.
I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, I saw the orange for a minute, I thought it was the fucking spider back for another shot.
It's like, Dante, I have reconstituted myself with orange soda. You will not possibly survive.
If I can't kill you, I'm definitely gonna tango you.
Alright, let's see how much damage the Nightmare Beta can do to this thing, because I usually use the grenade launcher here, but I'm feeling a little saucy. Oh yeah, that's some damage. Alright, we've run out of Nightmare Beta ammunition, so let's get the grenade launcher out. Because the Nightmare Beta consumes your Devil Trigger gauge, which is a bit crap, but then again, it is pretty damn powerful.
Yeah, fair play.
We'll just finish the job with the grenade launcher. The Nightmare Beta did the majority of the work. Oh my god, he really is made out of orange soda. Look at him.
Good.
I am made
fuck
entirely
yeah.
out of taffy.
Orange soda, we end of Viva now. Yeah. Might as well be.
What?
Mother.
Mother.
No, you thought Trish was dead, but nope, here she is.
Again.
And this time she's zapping us in the good way, not the bad way, which is fantastic. So now we have to use the Ebony and Ivory, which is like, literally the only time we've used this is at the very beginning and very end of the game. And the best way to do this fight quickly is to actually just spam the triangle button. If you hold it down, it's actually slower.
Alright.
Just keep firing as fast as you can.
I gotta say, this is a really hype engine, this sequence this game has got.
I'm just loving how gross this thing's becoming. And then you activate the double trigger.
It looks like we have a winner.
Jackpot.
Iconic line, zap, and down goes the Mundus.
Sweet.
And stay gone this time, you gross orange fuck. But we still have one minor thing to worry about, in that we have to try and escape from an exploding castle.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. When they suddenly stick a boss in the middle of an escape sequence.
It's nice that the time stops though, you don't have to beat in like 2 minutes or whatever.
True, it makes no sense, but...
It would have been nice if like maybe in like the highest difficulty they just threw that in there.
Oh yeah, Nemesis is saying, so he did return in fucking DMC as a bulldog, so... Yeah, Mundus was kind of weird in DMC, like, I kind of like what they did with him, but still.
Trish. Devils never cry.
Did we send Mundus to the Shadow Realm?
Yes, we did.
Tears are a gift only humans have.
We're too late.
Big Battle saying, no, we're still in the castle's gun explosion, though.
No, Trish. It's never too late.
It's never too late, even though there's like no conceivable way we can escape this. So we're just gonna stand here looking at each other until a convenient thing happens. Hello, plane. And that's gonna be our ticket out of here.
Never give up. Are you ready?
Yes.
So yeah, we got one more rail sequence that we
Alright.
have to do. And in theory, I believe you can literally hit every single obstacle and still make it out okay. I'm gonna actually test this theory. I'm gonna keep my hands completely off the controller.
Okay, let's see whether this does an 06 hang glider section deal.
And let's just see what happens. Let's just see just how much shit we crash into. Now keep in mind I do have enhanced life, but I think even without it, he'd still actually make it through okay.
Okay, so hands off the controller then, let's see how this goes.
Just straight into the giant pillar.
Why not? Yeah, I just saw it. You just clipped through the fucking thing. Oh.
And there's the light at the end. And there we go, we did it. I didn't even
That's
move an
amazing.
inch, and we still made it out okay.
Oh my god, that is great. Now do this on Devil May Die difficulty.
And there you go, folks. That was Devil May Cry. We'll wait for the credit sequence to officially sign out, but there you go. That is the game.
That was a good run, Volk. Nice job on that one, mate.
And I even managed to do it an hour under estimate, which actually brings us back to where we should be on the schedule, so even better.
Oh, we're still ahead of schedule, actually. You're 10 minutes ahead of it.
Well, I'm assuming by the time I get Guilty Gear set up, it would probably be more like
true
on
point.
schedule.
I feel like my heart is becoming clearer.
Yeah, and we managed to reach the end of the playthrough with $2,400.68.
Bang on.
That's a lot of money.
The Underworld's evil is still alive. They will someday return.
There's no need to worry, right? Because the world
God,
has
this
the
is so
legendary
cheesy,
Dark
I
Knight
hate it.
Dante and his sidekick.
Yeah, you can't knock a bit of silliness in games like this, can you?
It's not even silly, it's just cheesy and ham as all fuck, and it's just, really? Could have made it just a little bit cooler, no.
Nah, why would you do that?
So basically, Trish is now Dante's secretary.
Okay, Deimos is saying the final review, Volk got a D+.
Where's the place?
That's better than a D-. I'll take it.
Always seeing the positive side in things, eh?
Indeed. Well, the only two deaths I had were against Nello Angelos, the final fight of him.
Oh, yeah.
5 minutes.
More than enough.
There we go. That was Devil May Cry. A fun little game. Well worth playing still to this day. Just don't expect it to be quite as mind-blowing as the likes of 3 and 4, especially, and maybe the DMC reboot as well. Because in spite of that one being a little bit questionable, it does still have some neat gameplay mechanics, and you can have some fun with it.
Yeah, I really do like the reboot. It's been a fun time watching through this game, because like I said, I'd only ever really played like the first few missions or so, so to see it in its entirety, there was a lot of really cool stuff here, and that ending was fucking amazing.
That it was. Basically, with the Devil May Cry series, you can't really do much wrong, except with 2. As long as you avoid 2, you're basically good to go, and you can pretty much start from any of them. If you want to kind of do it in order, you can go like the DMC reboot, 3, 1, then 1, then 4, for instance.
So, Volk, when are you streaming too then?
Never. I refuse, just outright. But of course we will be. Of course, if we do raise that last $100, I'll be playing Devil May Cry 3 for you in the incentive block. So if you do want to see more Devil May Cry live streaming, then get those dollary-doos in, and we can see about making that happen. We can probably try and figure out some way to decide whether we should keep it as a blind run or if I should try and get some practice in beforehand. We'll see what the folks would prefer, and we'll figure it out from there.
You could possibly like play a few missions just to get a feel for controls and
combat.
stuff. Yeah, and then once you've got that, then you still have the later half of the game will be blind, won't it?
Yeah, I suppose so. That might be a good workaround, actually.
Yeah, and Tom's just said that to get us up to the incentive, that's just 5 $20 donations. So if anyone can drop like $20 in, or any money at all, you can drop in. Like between a lot of people, we should be able to get $100 in to make the incentive like in not too long, actually.
$101 donations are all we need to see this go through.
Yeah, guys, remember, even if you can only donate $1, it all adds up. So, yeah.
But yeah, I think we are just about done here, unless you have any other closing thoughts that you would like to add. Not
really, other than that this has been a great run and I've enjoyed this.
Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate the kind words. But I'm gonna sign off for now. I will be right back with Guilty Gear. I just need to take some time to get it all set up. Shouldn't take me too long, maybe 5-10 minutes tops, I would say, but hopefully I'll get that up and running before long, and we can get straight into Guilty Gear to close out Day 7 of the Sonython. But for now, I will sign off. Thank you again, Flaming Claw, for joining me for Devil May Cry. It's been a pleasure having you.
No worries, mate.
And of course, if Nat's still about, thank you to you as well for sticking around for the first half. But yeah, stick around. We got some Guilty Gear coming up.
Mm-hmm.